Just drop the octave. If you want to make a musical decision and go to a different chord, you're telling me more than welcome to. Make sure you just stay in that chord zone, right? Let that chord establish itself. Gentlemen, keep this frame of mind, keep everything going. Today, let's make sure water bottles are off the horizon if we can manage it. Make sure there's no gum in our mouth, make sure we're not leaning, right? Let's get in the right frame of mind to go throughout the day. But before we do that, your Vice President of Membership, Mr. Jim Barloo!
All you guys remember that. Thursday night I left a white folder here. Did anybody pick it up? That's the main thing.
Revisit that last pitch that you were at. It's all the way off. It's all the way off. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Bridge with move, please. Unison to do. How quickly can we find it? Good, now we're in octaves. Let's get to a unison. Figure out which one. Which one are we going to? Still in octaves. Got one tenor. Hold it on. One tenor. Hold it on. Shuffle it up here. Go on to it. Just go to the room. There you go. There it goes. There it is. Good, let's knock it down. Wrap up in, let's knock it down. Let's get ready. Right. Good, good. Make sure everything's nice and lifted. Think about those 8 pillars. We're going to scaffold that. We're going to use that all day today. So if you still don't know what's going on, make sure you get a sheet from me, or you look it up on your iPad or phone, whatever you need to do. Make sure you know those 8 pillars. When we refer to them, you know exactly what we're talking about. There it is, good. Good. Get out, pick it up. Tenors, hold on. These. There's all. Go ahead, basses. Basses back out. Basses, I think that you are probably the best bass section in the entire world, as far as I'm concerned, and many, many, many others. So when we enter, I want you to enter as such. Think it before you enter it. I'm the best bass in the entire world. Let's enter. Thank you. Ding, ding, ding. 1. start to stagger breathe right now, right? You don't try to take right before. 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's go off our voice, get a lot of air. So let a lot of air escape. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let that air escape. Good. Yep. Back onto our voice, please. 1, 2.
What a pity, what a pity, what, zoom, 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 za. Mini, 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 ming, 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 what a pity, what, zoom, 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 za. Mini, 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 ming, 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 what a pity, what, zoom, 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 za.
Yeah, get that out nice and high. Breathe in through your nose, side ooh. Good. Check yourself real quick. Ready, break down. And then when you come back up, perfect body alignment, please.
Zoom, 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 za. Mini, 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 ming, 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 what a pity, zoom, 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 za. Mini, 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 ming, 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 what a pity, zoom, 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 za. Mini, 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 ming, 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 what a pity, zoom, 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 za.
About 30 cents under the pit. Don't follow me, follow the pipe. Good, listen up to each other. Keep that pitch in mind. That's sol. We're going to go sol, fa, mi, re, do. Hum on that C, hum on that C. This is sol. Good. Pick up, pick up. Not that up. Good, again. Shake, shake. Good, good swell. Dan, shake. Are you breathing already? 1, 2, 3.
Have you ever been to the water stop way down to the bottom of the water system? There you'll find a little alligator who goes by the name of, and if you do, he's mine. I lost him, I threw him down the water spout, and now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone. I miss him.
Good. Left in there, and now, right, we'll lose all that beauty afterwards. And now, and now, and now. Attack from the top, one more time. 1, 2.
Have you ever been to the water spout, way down to the bottom of the water system? There you'll find a little alligator who goes by the name of After If You Do, He's Mine. I lost him, I threw him down the water spout, and now I'm feeling lonely because he's gone. I miss him. Have you ever been to the water spout, 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 to the water system? There you'll find a little alligator, I lost him, 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 he's gone, he's gone, he's gone, because he's gone. I miss him.
Good. Are you thinking about those pillars as we go along and thinking about how to scaffold everything? Good. I hear some of you guys clearing your throat. Make sure that we're clearing it in a healthy way, right? Can you blow a G, please? A G. Come on, Luke. Start with Hooked on a Field this morning. Let's see how much we can apply to all that light singing with all this. Oh my gosh. Now I have to go completely opposite of that. I have to become like a manly caveman and do this ooga chaka. And all of a sudden I have to go right back up to here. But we just did a half an hour of that, so it shouldn't be so hard, right? Let's do it. Check it out. Who's excited for today? What? Choreo? No, choreo, yeah. But trust me, we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll get it there. 1, 2, 3.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. Da, 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 da. I'm high on believing. Da, 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 that you're in love with me. Bum, bum. Lips as sweet as candy. His taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure. Can be sure for sure. When you're all too long, you get it up to let it turn me on.
There are 4 or 5 guys in the room that have no idea what's about this. Dr. Peterson, you wouldn't mind joining me. Dr. Peterson also has a bunch of medals pinned on his chest from all types of courses, but most famously the fish set, I would believe. Which is Midwest Vocal Expressions, where sorry, kind of our brothers in harmony over at LOL. And then he's also out with the Masters of Harmony, who you've been the bass section leader for how long over there?
10 years, maybe.
10 years.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of really fun stuff. He will not only be working with you today, he'll be working with me probably many times. When those things happen, take a second to reflect. Whenever he turns around and says, I need you to mess with something, take a second to reflect, what have I been doing for the last 10 minutes? How can I help that move along, right? And I'm going to be doing the same thing. When he's just working with you, I'm going to reflect on, how can I change myself, right? We're all here to grow today. The most exciting part about that is that we're here to grow until 3 o'clock, and we have so much time just to do so much awesome work. Dr. Peterson is not just a barbershopper. In fact, I would say that would probably come second in his choral arts. I mean, he is just an amazing singing technician and artist in his own right. And so I don't want to just work our contest stuff today. Actually, I want to start off nice and light this morning, and I want to work with Tasher. I want to give him an opportunity to shine in many different ways today, as I hope we give you the opportunity to do that, and me as well. You guys ready for an awesome day? So we're actually going to move into the sanctuary. We're going to start right with the pastor. We're going to do about a half an hour of coaching on that. Then we're going to come back in here, do some duectionals, triactionals, quadrectionals. Okay, that's the whole course. We can figure that out. Shotgun in there, full shotgun.
Can I say one just before we go? I just want to comment on what I've seen so far. I said something similar to this the last time I was here, but I want to say it again. And that is, warm-ups are usually a waste of time. Almost every time I see choirs warm up, it's just a waste of time. It's what I call autopilot warm-ups, right? When you just go through the motions of doing stuff. What I love that I've seen here and what Doug has brought and what Gus has brought is an awareness of being present. Even in the physical warm-up, I could see that guys had to be here. It was partly because of what he did, but it was also because of the kind of routine that isn't routine. If you watch even great golfers, and when they learn how to putt it, some of them are especially like that, but they always go through the same thing, don't they? They line it up, then they walk over here. Same thing with place kickers, right? They never just kick it. They have this whole thing that they do. They know exactly. It's the same every time. But if you do the same thing every time without thought, then it just becomes a waste of time. And what I saw happen so far since I've been here is a lot of mindful getting ready to be excellent. And I hope you feel that. I hope you know what a gift that is, that you don't just throw away the beginning of rehearsal like a lot of people do. So what time is it right now?
Right now.
Yeah, exactly right. That's where we're going.
Yep, sanctuary, let's get there as quick as we can. From the top down? Yeah. Okay, thank you. We're gonna let Dr. Peterson jump right in. I encourage you to remember your 8 pillars, remember being in tonus, and remember perfect alignment. Right, here we go. Remember to lift our cheeks up, and we'll get going this morning. We're nice and early. That was a good run. Thank you.
So much good going on with this. I love this song, and it's fun to sing company. It's fun to sing different styles. So we're going to be working this as if I was just working the, Los Angeles men's chorus or something like that. Right? We're not going to be thinking your barbershop is now. Let's try to do something else. We're just going to sing in this style. So one of the first things that I would talk to you about is how you prepare that first phrase. It's marked pianissimo. Let's just start again. Let's go a couple measures before the very first thing.
Isaac, page 5, so first page, second system.
Yep.
Let's just go measure 5.
Yep. And that's all we're going to do. I'm going out to clean is all we're going to do. So now, I'd like you to sing it forte. This time, do it again. Maybe not on it. Maybe just a measure or two. Or maybe even the measure on the top of page 6, just because we're going to do this a few times.
Great, just the top of it here.
Okay, you've got one measure. You're singing forte.
I'm going out to
So now, did you sense a different preparation for forte? Did you feel like you had to breathe differently and prepare differently? So here's the concept. Why was that? Okay? I want you to prepare your pianissimo now with a forte preparation. Understand? And see if you hear a difference. That's your only test. Listen for a difference and prepare for a forte attack, but then sing pianissimo.
I'm going out to clean the pastures.
Do you hear or sense a difference in the sound? Yes. It's an amazing thing because your preparation for piano was a little bit kind of like, oh, it's piano, right? But it needs to be a forte preparation. Now, do we mean that you gasp for air at the last minute? Of course not, because we never would do that for a forte anyway, right? But it's this feeling of air falling in, going. I could sing loud or soft. At that point, I could do either sing loud or soft. Here we go. So, how many guys heard a difference in that? Felt the difference? Okay, here we go. Let's do it again to make sure it wasn't just something that's going to go right. Say, why don't you go back to 5 now? Because we have that idea. And prep this thing like you're going to sing as loud as you can, without tension, and then just come in a screaming pianissimo.
I'm going out to clean the pasture spring.
Yep.
I want to tell you, there's something that I call collateral benefit. There was collateral benefit to that preparation. Did you hear it? Your diction was better. Like initially, I was like, well, let's work on the diction, but then it's like, no, it's about the preparation. It's about that mindset of what it takes to be in that phrase, and you're doing that. Your diction was way better because you had that forte energy. I'm going. So here's what we need now. Is we actually, once you sing I, we need to create forward motion in this line. We need to feel like once you start there, it's like you're starting the string on the violin. I'll get up here where you can see me. It's like you're starting the string, and getting the motion on the string is really important. But once you get it, you can't keep the same motion in the string, which is what we're getting now. We're kind of getting this in the sound. So we start the sound, and I want you to feel like there's more motion in the bow. Does that make sense? If you don't put too much weight on the bow, you can add more motion without it sounding straight. If you add too much weight, you'll get a very loud sound. So I'm asking for more motion with just the same amount of weight. Whatever that means to you.
out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away, and wait to watch the water clear I may. I shan't be gone long. I shan't be gone long.
There we go. I'm going to give you a credit for coming up, taking that concept. I heard more direction in the line. Did you hear more direction in the line? Immediately it felt like, hey, we're moving somewhere, so we did that. Did you hear that our diction wasn't as good, our preparation wasn't as good? Because you can only kind of do one thing at a time. Once we do this, and then we do this, and we have to do this, it's hard to do. One of them suffers a little bit. So that's part of why we rehearse, is to try to now lock in those things. But I really like that feeling of forward motion that you put into that. So we're going to lock that in. Take your finger and press save. We've done that before. So we've got two things that we're kind of working on. We're going to try to get them to happen at the same time. Now, one of the things that Doug is trying to get you to do is on the word way, is to lift on the end of 3. Would you one time do it again? Let me watch what you're doing and do what you've been doing,
Sure.
unless you want to change, and then
No,
I'm going
no.
to give you an idea.
Yeah. Hey, I encourage the most water drinking instead of the most coughing. Drink a lot of water. Clear that out, right? Clear that out, and then we'll have a bathroom break. Measure 10. I'm going out.
I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away.
Okay, got it. So here's the thing. Everybody, say with me, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready, go.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Now what Doug is doing, and it's not a bad choice, but we're going to make a better choice, is he's trying to give you the and of 3 because he's not letting you subdivide that 3. So he's going 1, 2, 3, and he's giving you that and he's requiring you to watch him for that. So what I want you to do is I want you to conduct with me. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Am I doing the same?
Yeah. It's
1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and conduct with me and say that again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and I just want you to snap on the and. That's all you're going to do is snap on the and. Here we go. 1. I'm going to do 1, 2, and you're just going to snap on the and. That's all you have to do now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. I'm going to do it a different way now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be patient on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was pretty good. How about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to help you a tiny bit on a tempo that's slow. So watch what I do when I turn sound off. Just, you don't have to snap. If I go 1, 2, 3, I can just do a tiny little up motion instead of trying to do this, so that it becomes 1, 2, 3, and 4. See if you can put the snap now where you think I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. How about this simple? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. So now you have way, and that's where you lift. So can we just get the measure of way, please?
on page 6.
Yep. C, E, G, just a C major chord. So it's way, way, way. Ready and sing. Yeah, and then you have to sing and. That's correct. Do it again. And
Way, and
responsible. All I'm gonna do is go 1, 2, 3, and a little click up instead of, as opposed to this. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Can the eighth note be even shorter?
Yeah.
Can it actually not have? I mean, the desired response is almost staccato, but not having the harsh feel of a staccato.
Yeah. So one thing I would ask you to do, rather than thinking of a snap, is thinking of a circle and a decrescendo. So you go,
Yeah.
way, like that. Just sing way, and don't even sing the next thing. Ready? And do with me as I do. Ready, and go. And see how nice and feels when you have that kind of a lift? This is a moment where you really do want to have that feeling of suspension for a moment. Again, and and we move ahead again, yeah. That makes sense? So now let's have Doug direct it and see if he can get that concept from you. You know that music is not right or wrong, it's just more expressive or less expressive, so we're just playing with different ways to do this. But I love that feeling of, because if I was directing this, I would tell my group that you don't know what I'm going to do there. Because if the spirit moves me, here it is again, you've got way in your head, and I might go, way too much. Or maybe it's, who knows, that might be probably too much. But you got the idea, so you have to be very present in that moment. Now Doug is going to play around with that idea. I'm just going to say it.
Let's go right from that way, please, right?
One thing you do have to do that, you have to finish that diphthong of way, but it does go, if you can still feel that 1 and 2 and way, you still have to finish it. I like that. I thought that was, try one more time? Beautiful. Very expressive now in that moment. And way to wash the water clear I may. That's gorgeous. And do you see how he gives you the responsibility to subdivide and put that there? Right? When I saw him kind of having to give that shit back, he's got to trust you. So good job on that.
Let's go from 10. Yep, from the first line.
Yep.
I'm going out. Spring.
Prepare for 14. Sing. I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away. And wait to watch the water clear I may. I shan't be gone long. I shan't be gone long. You come So let's melt a little bit more out of this. It's really, really beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. I think when you sing I Shan't Be Gone Long, the first time, it's absolutely right. It just feels right. But the echo of I Shan't Be Gone Long is a moment where you can do something way cooler than you are. It's marked piano, so it's marked down a lower dynamic. But if you would sing that second one in a more endearing way, because I'm sorry, I can't see everyone in the back. It's weird. So when you say I shan't be gone long, you're just saying, hey, I won't be gone long. But the second time, you're reassuring her, this person, really, I won't be gone long. And right now it sounds like I won't be gone long, I won't be gone long. but it's, I won't be gone long. I won't be gone long. Do you hear what I'm saying? It doesn't have that in it yet, and it certainly can. So as the dynamic goes down, you can also just change the delivery and put something like that in. Does that make sense? Let's get that. And then you come to is even softer, but it needs to be what? Prepared louder. Same thing. So this feeling of ramping down and energy going up and the story continuing. So let's see if we can get all those. This is the kind of challenge we love as barber shoppers, is to be more expressive in this text. So where would you like to start? Same place maybe?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Because I think we're also putting in all these other things. It sounded very, very good in terms of your preparation. So maybe start with when they come in.
Yep. I'm going out.
I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear. I shan't be gone long. I shan't be gone long. You come to. I'm going out to fetch the little calf that's standing by the mother. It's so young it totters when she licks it with her tongue. I shan't be
A lot of gorgeousness in there. We spend time working.
About David Bowen, where are we at?
4 to 10.
Thank you.
Perfect. Very good. Hold off just for 1 second.
This is your time to reflect on the things that we're doing right and wrong, yeah? Okay. No, you're right.
And so it's just.
This. Come on.
Just a quick question.
I want it there for you. I did it. Just one more went through it. Yeah. Just a quick question. Confirmation.
that's actually, we were doing it fine every issue with some of our sections.
So let's not just
I want to do two things.
Yep, 5, 4, 3.
Is it basses and baritones on the bottom line, or basses, then baritones and tenors on when we're in 3 parts at the beginning? Is it?
Oh, at the beginning it said baritones. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Bass, baritones, tenor, leads.
Oh yeah, basses are on the bottom line low, and the baritones are kind of on top. Yeah, thank you, John.
So if you hear basses, I'm going out to clean, where you just come in and measure tenor at the very, very beginning, just the basses by themselves. It's going to be a really quick thing, and then we've got one other.
I'm going out to clean the pastures.
So I like your tone, and I like that it's not forced. It comes across, just in terms of this style and the way a Glee Club group would sing it more. Here's what I hear. I'm going out to clean, which is beautiful. I'd like you to ground the breath and think, I'm going out to clean. Do you hear the difference in that sound? The way that I'm manipulating is probably the wrong word. The way I'm approaching that, because I'm actually creating a tiny bit more lift behind than I normally would think for barbershop. I'm getting more of that in it. I'm going out to clean. I wouldn't do that for my wild Irish rose. But I would. Then I would go, my wild Irish rose. You hear the difference in that. It's still the same, hopefully good technique, grounded, but it doesn't quite have that lifted kind of rye bread sound. So basically, and can we hear you now? Here's the F. So prepare the breath and see if you can put that kind of radio without tension in there. Ready and go. I'm going out to clean the pastures green. Pretty good. There was a lot of good in that. It feels a little bit low, so I'm going out. I'm actually really just kind of getting a lot more of that in it, but it has depth to it. Again, basses and. I'm going out to clean the pastures green. Yes. Do you hear the difference in that? Can you do it the way you did it before? The way you did it the very first time? Ready? And I'm going out to clean the pastures. Right, so everybody who's not singing, can you hear that there's just a little bit more core to the tone when you do it that way? Baritones, would you sing your lines now, please? Ready? And do it the way you did it the first time baritones go. I'm going out. That's all we need to hear. Now prepare it. I'm going out and I'm going out to. Great, you hear a difference? Baritones, do you feel the difference? Bass and baritone together? I'm ready. And I'm going out to clean the. Thank you very much. Leads and tenors, may we hear you the way you would have done it the first time? Ready? I'm going out. And I'm going out to clean the pastures green. So tenors, and I want you to think so much of having to put radio voice in it. And instead, just think of having more consistent space. I'm going out. Sing in that space. From the beginning. Let me hear what that sounds like. Tenors and breathe. I'm going out to clean the pastures. I think I hear a difference. I would love to hear even more difference. So the first sound you make is the space for the top. I'm going out. So you're already there. Ready and go. I'm going out to clean the pastures. 3 parts. Ready? In this more lifted, more Glee Club sound. I'm going out to clean the pastures free. Yeah. So now go go back and do it the way you did it before, which was not all barbershop. I mean, there was a difference in that, but now go back to what it was.
I'm going out to clean
It's nice sound.
pastures
Here we go. And now we've got our Glee Club voice on.
I'm going out to clean the pastures free.
So I think that's the sound. We're going for that sound.
Can we do that PDZ mode? I
Yeah.
want you to do it with them on PDZ mode.
Absolutely.
Like your voices.
And notice too, this is one of the things that I was going to tell Doug too, is you can put a tiny bit more rubato to get that emotion in the phrase. So notice that I'm kind of hurrying you along a little bit. Every now and then you can go with me on that. Here we go.
I'm going out to clean the pastures green. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear I may. I shan't be gone long. I shan't be gone long.
Now this actually, we wanted to work on this breath. Tiny bit under the pitch, but that's the idea. The breath before you come to, take your hand with me like this, and just like in your world, take a breath that goes all the way from the top to the bottom. Go. Feel that breath, and then sing you. Show that breath. Here we go. Feel the kind of preparation that, if we take that kind of time in preparation, you have that whole beat that goes 1, 2, right? Here we go. Show that preparation again, and sing even softer with that same preparation. It's almost there. It's almost there. Is that as soft as you can possibly sing and still have core in the tone? That's what we're looking for. Here we go. Show the breath again, and immediately now pick that note. Have motion in it, even though it's soft. Feel like it's beginning. It's a balloon that's beginning to lift up the ground. Absolutely gorgeous. So I just love to see you do that. I know we're out of time by 5 minutes.
Nah, who cares?
So let's maybe just do this second one more time.
Sure.
And when I'm here, then the prep is down. It's been up, but it can be down. Just kind of show that. So I'm asking Doug, he was giving you a prep that was more like this, trying to keep you soft. But again, I want him to give you the onus to sing soft, even though he shows you not a forte breath, but a full breath. So you're going to have to bring his arms down and go. For that breath, coming in, pianist moment. We're going to do that. Okay.
Oh, right to measure 10, please. Sorry? Yeah.
Since we're almost done with this, really quick, think about all the things that we've done. We've talked about preparing a forte breath for piano dynamics. We've talked about making sure that you're always ready to speed up or slow down, depending on what he showed you. You've got motion in the tone, right? Now we're creating a slightly different kind of approach to that feeling. It's got a little more depth to it. Your diction is absolutely beautiful. It can always be really crisp, just like that. Kind of forte diction on top of pianissimo singing. Repeating those words. You did quite a bit of things, didn't you? See how many you can get.
I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear I may.
for your confidence, please. Four. Three. One. And 0. As we go throughout today, do what you need to do to keep hopefully healthy. It's not easy to sing for 6 hours even if you're in perfect health, and I know half of you still aren't in perfect health. So let's take that time to just make sure that you're doing the right thing by you, because that will also be doing the right thing by the course. A lot of really, really cool things just happened. Not the least of which I learned about 5 or 6 things just about my choral gesture that either whispered in my ear or said right in front of your group. Those are the type of things that take us into that kind of next realm of, one of my visions for the chorus of, we sing the genre according to how the genre is supposed to be sung. Not everything sounds like a barbershop chorus, right? And when he did that very last thing there, it was very reminiscent of this, right? It was very reminiscent of, let's just get that sound nice up and lifted. And it kind of jacked us up a little bit in our heads. We were like, oh wait, that's way different, right? But it sounded so much more like a classical men's choir. A lot of barbershop choruses wish they could do that, and wish they could do it as quickly as you just did it, right? So focusing up on those things and just realizing those successes, right? We just have to focus on our successes today. That was one huge one that we just changed, and whether you witnessed it or not, I had a bunch of successes because of what Dr. Peterson just did. That will help us all in general, all right? So major successes in the first half an hour of today. Really, really excited to get into some of our contest stuff. We're gonna give kind of a break in singing, even though we haven't done much yet. And we're just gonna go basses and tenors. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. If you are a lead or a baritone, you're more than welcome to come here and observe, take note. We're going to ask that you keep your voices to a bare minimum, okay? And section leaders, of course, whatever you need to do to be present to make sure that everything's right. Basically, bass and tenors, you stay where you are. Ironically, I haven't decided if it's not where you started making it here, and I think I want to start with making it here. I don't think we're ready to do it yet. We need to do it for you. If we're going to do it, we need to do it full out. So make them hear you, please. And we're just going to let him do his magic. I'm going to say very, very little. I'm going to nod my head, and we're all just going to work. All right? Check it out.
Go out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How just our battle. Say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then only then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Hear you when they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, story again, and
Alright, check it out. If you are dropping to a lead or dropping to a baritone at the end, if you're dropping and changing parts, just drop out and perform the heck out of it, because we really just want to hear those two parts. But thank you for continuing to sing. Whoever was singing, that was great.
Okay, so the great thing about coming in when you haven't done all the work and you just get to watch it is I can pick it apart and I don't know what you've done. I just know that it's gotten to a really nice level. So is it okay if I get really picky with you?
Yep.
We want it to be world-class expressive singing, world-class expressive singing. And it's very, very good right now. Very, very good. There's nice unity across the section, tuning to each other very, very well. There's so much that I like about it. If I'm going to get picky, I want to make a point with one place to start with.
We want to get really picky.
I think we're going to get picky. We're going to start with, go ahead and start from the top. It's easier than starting, go back to the beginning of this, do the same thing.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Make them hear.
Okay, so that was actually, I do, it's gonna happen like the second time. There was a lot more in that than there was the first one. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. Nathan, would you start with, where it says, how justice was argued? Ooh, you've got that big ooh. Just face alone one time.
How?
Now stop right there. So here's, if we're gonna get picky, we get picky between that note and that note. So what I hear is, ooh. Here's the concept is no matter what Doug does, you have to sing more musically. He's got so many things to think about, and he is in charge of tick, 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 tick. But if he could just direct you, this is what he would do. You're gonna sing with me now. I'm the director. So if you could only direct the bass. Ready, and go. I mean, and it could be 1,000 different ways of doing that. There's no way that he would tick like this for you. So he's not talking to you except to keep you in time. So you go. With the arrival of that second note has a journey in it. There's so much more journey in your note. The bass is now. Go ahead and direct like you're directing the whole chorus. I mean, you might say, well, now I might listen to this.
No, I have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
So on the pasture, what was happening is I was giving them the subdivision because I didn't trust them, and now it's exactly opposite. Like I'm just giving them a beat pattern, hopefully that they will do what they're supposed to do. So it's kind of flip turns.
It's kind of flipped a little bit.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yep.
I'm inconsistent. Okay, here we go. You want me to direct the bases as I would direct the bases, or keep time?
I want you to keep doing what you were doing, but Bass's your job now is to try to figure out how to sing that long phrase even if he's not only giving that to you. In other words, he doesn't have to spoon feed that to you, you have to do that yourself.
Just bases.
There's a little collateral damage just in terms of the vowel, because you're thinking of but make sure we really move through that ooh, keep it beautiful, do it again. Do you guys hear a difference in the way that feels like it moves ahead a little more? This is one of the things where, Doug can tell you, but there's too much going on in every part for us to tell, okay, now here's tenors, now you have to do this. It's kind of like, you just have to take control of it. That was so much better basis. I really like that. Let's get thinking about one more thing in this one phrase, and then we're going to transfer this to everything we're doing. What is your arrival point? What's the most important thing basis that you have to make? I won't make you guess what I'm thinking. Make them here, make them here. And so if I was getting picky, we hear, make them hear you. I'm doing it way too much. I'm overdoing it. You're not just doing that, but you can do it so much more. Make them here, make them here. Make something important happen there. Here we go, one more time in just a minute. Yep, from the should be like a symphony orchestra of cello, what we want our basis to sound like. That much different, that much better. Yeah. That much different, that much better. Put the tenors back in?
Sure.
Maybe from the very top now.
Okay. From the top, tenor bass.
Tenors, be inspired by what we did with them, so we don't have to say the same thing to you.
Yeah, let's just get a good start, let's get a good start. Start from the tip top. Tenors, thank you. Did you hear the tenors improve what they did? Could you remember back? I think the tenors did make an improvement. It was more musical. The K of black or white sounds too technique-y in that moment. It's distracting. Yeah, I think that's only because not everyone's in, but...
Yep. We'll see when everyone's in,
we'll
yeah.
judge.
Yeah. So it just kind of sticks out. Tenors, there's one thing I wanted to make a point of you on. One is black or white, it was just before that.
Battles.
Those who very much for the way we sometimes there are battles. It's battles. That's exactly what it is. Let's hear the tenor sing that sometimes there are battles. You can get them in there.
That sometimes tenors.
Sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
Let's do it again once for good measure, and then
So I was distracted by battles because the vowel itself, it feels a little bit pinched up there. Battles, 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 battles. So with an SATB choir, when the sopranos get above G and they're singing A's, we always have them open the vowel a little bit more. And I would do that with the tenors. I wouldn't try to go battles and have a little vowel. Battle. Do more battle. Battle. Let me just hear what that sounds like. It breaks the rule of a total unified vowel. But if it doesn't take, if it sounds free, then it will work.
That sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
I have to hear it with everybody probably, but be careful that you go, there are battles, and suddenly go to something like that. But sometimes there are battles, battles, battles. Kind of already be there. Don't just go on tools of battles. Open up to get there. Try again.
That sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
I think that improved. That is an improvement. Put the basses back in. When we hear everybody. Tenors, can you press save on this one for us? And if it sticks out, yeah.
Sometimes.
At this point, we're going by distraction. If it's not distracting, we don't even mention it. Yeah.
Sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
Am I here one more time?
Yeah, we hear one more time.
The tenors will sing that.
Can you guys hear? It doesn't sound out of place, and it doesn't draw attention to itself.
Sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
Beautiful job, basis saying why. Just that.
Bass is wide.
White.
Yep. Now what I'd like you to do as a concept is think, okay, I'm going up in pitch. I don't know why I'm yelling here. That's the right thing to do. Stay out of your way. We're going to be wah. The feeling I get is actually what the line is doing. And you're going why. That's the sound. Take your hand here, baby. You're going to go wah. I want you to push it down and create a little bit of that. Ready and go. Right? The concept of going up has to be balanced by the concept of grounding too. Are you really, I mean, it's mostly in your head, but that's the idea. So ground and do that. So here we go, everybody's back in again.
On the white.
Right from the very beginning one more time. We'll go up to that point, and then if you want to change, you do it. Because we hit a few things, right?
Sure, great, yeah.
Did we only work on this section? Say no. No. We worked on the whole song. We worked on all your repertoire. We've worked on all your repertoire. It's just how astute you are at figuring out, oh, this applies to that and that and that and that. Tenors, every time I'm high up there, maybe I want to think of opening up a little bit more. Basis, maybe every time I'm singing legato line, it needs to make sure that it's connected and moving, that I'm moving the string, right? Maybe there's only one other thing actually we can do with this duet. We'll do it right after this. Forget it from the beginning.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Our battle. Make them hear you. Say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword.
Good job, there.
You hear a difference in that? The last thing that I would say about this is, it's kind of what we did on the pasture in terms of preparing for loud singing at the beginning of this. I don't know if you can get the sense, and I know we're saving something. We don't want to just come out and give all the energy right away. But there's, first of all, like, especially these two guys, but they're not the only two guys. I want to watch the first one here over all day long. They have a way of giving not just visual energy, but also vocal energy. There's something happening. Everybody start again. They weren't the only one, so I want you to think either I should do something different or I was definitely one of them. You decide which you were. Right? Start it again, and everybody look at these two guys. Just do what you're doing, because I don't think they cannot do it. I think they're not just doing this is how they perform. And they're bringing an energy that doesn't have to do with loudness, and we need all of that because this text, sometimes the verse of a song goes, da 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 da, and you get this for 2 minutes, and then you get this change that goes, boom, right? This text is it's grabbing. This text goes like this at the beginning, so you can't kind of be like, you can't sing it that way and then expect you can go there later. So it's got to be this way at a quiet dynamic, and then that later, right? Okay, watch these things.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Who are better?
So what are they doing that is so wonderful? And actually, raise your hand if you can tell us something that you notice about what they're doing that's so wonderful. Yeah, right.
Both of them are exuding their own personal pride.
Yeah. There's two individual performances that are completely believable.
It's not just smiling.
It's not just smiling. Very good. What else did you?
And it's not motion.
No.
There's an internal energy that's there.
Yeah, it's not that they're, look at me, I'm giving energy. There's this,
Tonus, right?
it's really tonus. They're both in tonus. They're both expressing this soft dynamic at a really loud energy without having to just move. Anyone else see something that?
Facial expression.
Facial expression, right? Both of them have this look of like, this is important. Like it's the way their eyes, the whole thing. We could put a camera on them on a Broadway stage and you would feel like that they were a Broadway actor.
What's great about it too is they're not singing the lyrics, they got ooze.
Yeah, they're singing ooze most of the time. And yet I want to watch them. It's the most amazing thing. So how many guys you watch them too probably a little bit, right? Try to be even more like them, even if you think you were. And I kind of checked in. There are quite a few guys who are doing this kind of thing. But it's not, everybody could do it a little more. What if everybody did a little more? Remember that where the body goes, the mind goes, when the mind goes, the voice goes. So we should also hear a raise in the expressiveness of your singing if you do that. It should just be, again, collateral benefit. So here we go. This is the last time, and then we'll change the way.
They're singing it like it's the melody, or like they have the melody.
That's what
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of when you were talking about what you wanted the basis to do. It's a similar idea.
It's a very similar idea. Everybody sings like it's the most important part, while understanding their role as a whole. Yeah. Totally. So here we go. Whatever that means. These are not things you've never heard before, but we're asking you to be accountable in this moment. That's what matters more than anything. Do it.
ones, make them hear you.
It's a new level. It's a new level.
Make them hear you, and tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a servant, or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then, only then, will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Hear you when they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, story again, and
Someone singing that 5? No one was, right?
Oh, no. That was great. No, we're talking about a total earlier. You do your thing, man. You're doing great.
I heard like the whole chord of that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. No, never mind.
Yeah, it was cool. That was awesome. Hey guys, first of all, high fives are in order.
Yeah, high five, gentlemen, high five. You guys did great. You guys.
David, we're not singing. You're the only one singing.
I'm not just, we're going to switch.
That was awesome. Almost could carry it. Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, we're stuck here.
Violation.
Oh, then everyone else is Dylan. Hey, yeah. Sweet favor. Do your best not to go on autopilot, okay? I was bringing everyone down and you were like 3 dynamics louder than everybody, but it was awesome. It sounded great. I was just like, what's that from? Where's Dylan? Dylan. Hey, there was like some so I was like, he heard it, so what was that? It wasn't you guys, it was Chris. And it was fine.
I just memorized the space bar and I keep doing it.
One of the young guys.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, 3 at 5.
Screw it up.
4, 3, 2. Well, shit, I'm jealous. So they did some great work, right? And we're going to try to scaffold on top of that. He's not going to say anything different to you. He might give you a little tweak that's specific to your section, but all the things that he doesn't want to make the designers to do, if you rock them right away right now because you were sitting there diligently taking notes in your head, if you rock them right away, you're going to have to make him work, right? Make him work. Make him work. We're only paying food. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, no drink? No drink?
Oh, hey. You have some work to do, by the way.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, here we go, from the top. My bad, I got to check that out. Yep, sorry. I want a fresh start for you guys. That was on me. Okay.
And tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you, and say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Hear you, make them hear you, make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you, make them hear you, and tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, tell the story again, by 10 million righteous men. I'll be near you.
All right, there's nothing chintzy.
Who said that? Connor goes, I would say that went well.
Yeah. There was nothing chintzy about that at all, I have to tell you. Right now, it's like a barrel full of diamonds, and we're just searching now for a piece of coal in there. That's all we're doing. Right? Searching for a piece of coal. Now, one of the things that we don't know is what it would have sounded like had you not sat through the last session. So we can't compare, but we don't really care, because that's pretty compelling. Really compelling. Like I said, so we're just searching now for that piece of coal in this beautiful thing. I would say we go back to the beginning. I made notes of a few things. So, hi. Are you going to direct that?
Why?
Okay. You don't need to know why I have to go. Okay. So from the very beginning, let's do it again. We'll stop and start.
Go
if you want to set a tone that says, wait till you see the journey we're going to take you on, you have to be very careful that we don't have too much of that. So we get out. Now, maybe not exactly the way I did it. It's not always easy for me to do it. But this idea of set the breath, start the tone, and let it start together and go boom, rather than listen to us do this. Here we go. Good, I'm gonna stop just for a second. Let's play with this. This is fun. It's very, very good. You're asking them to go out. So as you go, in that moment, you have 1,000 miles to run to bring us on the story. Where are you asking us to go? Just bring us, do something more with that. I don't mean just get louder. Put as much emotion in the first 2 notes as you can put in the whole song. What would that sound like? Not louder, just more emotion.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide.
Let's do that a couple times. Did you hear the difference in the go? Just that tiny little bit of, can you do it the way you did it before? Just real quick? Which may not have been much different. Just be on autopilot and sing go out again. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's different than what you go back and now do the one that was filled with emotion. The first 2 notes are here to the end of the earth with emotion.
And tell our story, let it echo far and wide.
Let's pull another diamond in there. Story, let it echo. I'm not a dancer, my mother was a professional dancer, but so what we hear you doing is you've got this beautiful dance happening, but it can have, we're hearing, let it echo, I won't sing it right, but we're looking for something that is more prepared and feels like it really, it's not loud, but it has to have more motion. So this is a concept, actually. I'm going to talk to Doug about this. Overall, I want you to show more difference in the beat in terms of the weight, stress of the lyric.
Okay.
Right?
Good.
Because you're really clear, but every now and then, for the sake of clarity, they're kind of weighting things more equally. So I think in this way, you can give them more inspiration to create more praise.
Okay.
All right? So, our story, let it echo loud. That needs to be an arrival point. That's not quite there yet. Do it again. Here we go. We're just playing with this phrase.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide.
Beautiful job. I'll stop you right there. I like that he's so willing to change what he did with this. Did you hear a difference in it? I would love for you to do even more of what he's doing. The key immediately, just for the fun of it right now, I know we don't want to. We're still away. Yeah, we're just playing. We're in the sandbox. Give them all kinds of different things to follow and see if they can get them out of any autopilot.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear.
Thank you for doing that. Now, with that kind of attentiveness, do what you did the time before, which was a little bit more shape than you gave him, because you were willing to be on autopilot a tiny bit. Here we go.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide, make them hear you.
Take one more crack at that for me. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you feel yourself following him even more?
Yes.
And I think the one thing you can do more is when he does give you less, you can come back. That was really good. I don't know if this feels like it has forward motion now in a way it didn't. And that's awesome. You're doing it. Do it again. Yeah.
Go out and tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you.
Cool. If you guys just reflect on that for a second, and Scott, can I borrow you?
Well, one thing I think
Before I was doing what's here. So you contact yourself. You're so it's almost like this, right? It's this is less stress. That's less stress. Because right now I'm storing to get to this, but really storing should Alright, 5, 4, 3, everyone go. That has nothing to do with anything. You guys look awesome doing that now.
And tell our story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear
On our voice,
make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you.
Okay, stop a minute. So what did you hear? What are you taking from this whole thing?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. Especially just the part that the three of us just talked about.
Yep.
I enjoyed that a lot more. I think we can play with it more, but that's,
Yeah. One of the things that I was saying is that right now you guys are singing high A level, right? So the question mark is, how do you do it at the highest level so that any judge would have to go, that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard, right? I can't find anything wrong with that. And as a judge, we hear that very rarely, but when it does, you're like, what am I going to do with this, right? That's what we want you to do, is to be so expressive that that's what's happening. So the main thing that I think where you can find is page 92.
I gotta stop you there. Does that excite you?
Yeah.
That concept is exciting to make people have to think about what they're putting down on the paper, opposed to just going, yeah, 93. Like, oh, how do I judge this? That's exciting. That's a new level of barbershop to me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
I know.
say that.
And different judges, we have a bunch of judges in the room, but, you know, you're always thinking about what are you going to say to the director if you don't give them 100. Right? You can't just say I didn't like it, because that's not good enough. That's not good enough. If they're really doing it at the highest level. So this is what we're trying to do, is just erase anything that anyone, if they have to go to Doug and just go, that was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. You know, And if it's their own interpretation, I would have interpreted that differently, so I gave it a 90 instead of 100. That's not really acceptable. So we don't care about those guys. All right. So this is perfect. So this is where we need to get these points. Is for example, in the phrase, sometimes there are battles which are more than black and white. Put my sword down. No, where is it before that? Yes. What's that? With justice is
How justice was our battle.
how justice was our battle, and justice was denied. That's what we want to say.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we are.
Let's go 2 parts right there, and then if he wants to separate it more, we can. But let's go 2 parts. How justice was our battle.
How just,
Yep.
How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied.
Okay, we just want to do that. So this is just going to be used as an example. So, are you doing a subito piano on the justice, the second justice?
No, not until literally just now.
Because we're leaping down there. It's beautiful, but right now it feels like one thing. How justice was our battle and justice was denied. But I want you to think of how to as already being a journey. How justice was our battle and justice was denied.
Yep.
More shape in that phrase, and the arrival is that second justice. Justice was our battle, and justice was denied. It has to have that now. Right now it's going, justice was our battle, and justice was denied. And I go, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Give me something else. Yeah, make it the most beautiful thing.
All right, here we go. Right there.
There's destination in that phrase. It's not fine.
How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
Okay, stop for a minute. So do you hear more destination in that phrase right now? So then, now to make it believable, it has to be a sense of injustice that is in the second justice. A sense of injustice and an unfairness that somehow is in your voice. Justice, we wanted it to be correct, just, and it wasn't. And it wasn't. You've got to be a little bit pissed off without sounding ugly on that word. Angst. Yeah, do it again. Yep. A lot of emotion. Doesn't mean loud.
How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
It's getting better and better all the time.
Say to
Thank you very much. Press save on that. That's honestly, that's the journey that needs to be made in every phrase. Leaves, would you sing? Make them hear you, make them hear you, when you sing it twice.
make them hear you. Make them hear you.
Okay, we're getting picky again. So what am I going to make them hear you, make them hear. But there's another one would be, as soon as you get to the longer note, is to immediately pick it up. Sing with me, and Doug, you're going to direct. But when you get to the first you, do as I do, and just let it affect your voice. Here we go.
Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
I'm going to direct it a couple times. You're just fine, but you can do it. Ready, and here we go.
Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
And now another way. And in this way, I'm not going to let them sit on that at all. I'm going to give them intention in between. So here we go.
Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
Something like that. I don't know how
Yeah,
you cut it off there. But you hear the idea. So you're allowing yourself to kind of sit in one point where it's kind of like we don't have anything to do yet because we're going to go, make them hear you, nothing's happening. Now we go like this and we do the next thing, but it's make them hear you, go. And I don't just mean that the crescendo has to start right away,
Right.
but we hear the voices kind of engaging and disengaging. Lead through again, ready, and.
Make them hear you. Make them hear you.
Here's kind of a difference in that?
Yeah.
Try it.
Yep.
Don't let us down for a second.
Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to
Put the baritones back in, and let's just hear if there's anything else.
make them hear you. Make them hear you.
So baritones, you do breathe there, is that right? Do they breathe? This is leads no breath, and everyone else takes a breath.
Yes.
Okay. Do it again.
Make them hear you.
Can we start?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll do it.
How's that? Okay.
How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white.
That's good. Keep it up.
And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Hear you. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, tell the story again. By 10 million righteous men, I'll be near you.
Fun to see these guys enjoy your performance in the way that they is at a higher level, especially You're very happy. Wow, it was really fabulous, and connected. And it didn't, there were maybe 2 or 3 distractions that I didn't want to stop him for, but then we have time to stop. But no big deal, like a vowel here and this kind of thing. It's really nice. Do you want to put everybody in?
Yep. Is that what you want to do?
I think so. I'd like to hear what these guys, what they learned from that is what I want to find out.
Alright, 5, 4. So, I just told Dr. Peterson something that I really want to share with you, and I told you this last Thursday? Yep. Last Thursday, how proud I was of the feeling that we have going into this year. You know what's really exciting? The fact that Dr. Peterson specializes in his vocal techniques, and he hasn't had to talk about it yet. He hasn't been talking to you about, oh, well, you're not, you got to make sure that this and this is set up and make sure you're standing. He's just talking about high-level musical things that we're not doing, right? And that's fine, because our successes have been in the last year and a half learning vocal techniques. Our successes have been in those 8 pillars and really demonstrating those on a high level and a consistent basis. And yeah, sure, we still got a ways to go on that. But the fact that he's coming in here talking to you about musical things and things that I can do to help you and that you can do to help us, that's incredible to me. And I am so proud. It gave me chills. Every time he talks about, like, yeah, if we could just grow that a little, I'm like, yep. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Clap up for that. That's awesome.
I want to just piggyback on that and also say something really affirming. Jim and I were talking on the car on the way in, that there's really 2 kinds of directors, those that are willing to change and those that are not willing to change. And the ones that are not willing to change try to hire coaches that come in and just say the same things that they do in a different way, right? Which means that, okay, you get another opinion and hopefully they go, okay, we'll do it now. But what you have in Doug is someone who's an open learner, someone who's willing to change, someone who wants to change, someone who doesn't want to do it exactly the same way next week as it was this week, always at a higher level, right? And I hope you understand what a gift that is for you, that he's willing to change, and he's not got it all figured out, just trying to get you to his idea. Because there's so many great ideas out there. I'm learning every day, I want to be a better teacher every day too. I want to learn as well. So that's what life is about. It's not about doing what you did, it's about changing and finding something even better to do. And then it's a never-ending path towards something awesome. And by the way, we're crazy because we'll never get to the end of this. There's no end, there's no perfect. In art, there's nothing perfect. It's only more expressive or less expressive. But we never get to the end. We just keep. Anyway, so congratulations that we're not doing what we did last time I was here.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, from the top, let's see if basics and tenders you can retain those things like battle, and I'm not going to give you all those hints. See if you can retain all those things and add on to what you just saw the berries and leaves do. We all owe each other one big clap on 3 because we're doing some awesome work. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. We are finally good at that. After 3. Try to rely on echo, not on let. Because echo is let it echo. We're going to try to arrive there. I'm going to play around with that.
Go out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you, and say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Daughters and your sons, make them hear you, make them hear you, and tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon, every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then only then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they
I'd like them to glow and grow on that real quick.
Hey, why don't we get ourselves off of our feet for a second, sit, and we're going to do some glows and grows. As a quick reminder, a glow is something that you love, that you want to see more of. A grow is something that you didn't only not like, but a way to fix it, right? A way to grow. So glows and grows.
A glow. The first thing this morning at 9:45 on the pasture, just that feeling of renewal. I guess it was I felt the actual feeling of renewal in the chapter when Dr. Peterson was talking.
Thanks for that. You felt the spirit of renewal when we were singing pasture. I want to clarify, on that last take or on the morning?
I was thinking on that last take, but I don't mind. Let's go to this last take first, because I want to.
Yeah, before lunch, we'll take about 5 and we'll do glows and grows in the morning.
And I do appreciate it. We weren't clear about that.
Yeah, that was my fault. So let's do glows and grows in that last take. Be specific to say this is a glow, this is a grow, because sometimes, we're Minnesotans.
And I want to know what you're thinking at this point. Before I say anything else to you, I want to hear where your guys' heads are about it.
Yeah, I like that. Alex.
Personal glow, getting very into, my own personal story and, figuring out how to show that, how to tell that on the risers.
Cool. Jim?
It actually comes from the other session, but it works here. The forte preparation for the piano start. It really helps.
Someone remind me to ask a clarifying question about that later. You're not supposed to ask questions during glow and grow sessions. I have a sincere question about that later. Someone remind me.
From a grow standpoint, I felt myself getting passionate, but more with volume rather than intensity. that makes sense. And so my grow is, how can I continue to have the passion in the performance, yet not try to push with volume?
Anyone else feel that way? Oh, cool. Awesome.
I made a note of it too.
Matthew?
Grow, piggyback off of Jim's, of a specific spot that I noticed needing that, especially because later in the pieces, the eye will be near you when we're really soft. It needs that preparation and that forte energy.
Yeah, so that forte preparation is for the I'll be near you. We changed that about 3 weeks ago on a whim, and they were not on autopilot, and they just followed. And so that's a new concept for us. So thank you for introducing that, and so we can kind of dig into that. Jeff?
So piggybacking on Eric a little bit, the way to get that growth to not just be volume, is to be energy and emotion driven. Injustice, the things that you're angry or upset about are what driving that, not just I'm getting louder now or I'm getting whatever. There's something welling up that is happening that makes me go there, where there is.
That's why you get louder.
Jim?
A grow, as a group, I felt we were tighter, we were moving as like a one unit, all working together as one, versus sticking out and just kind of doing our thing when we needed.
So as a group, we were all kind of as one unit, said by your vice president of membership, Jim Barlow. I like that one.
Exactly what I was going to say, but to tack onto that, when you feel everyone is in 100%, you take more chances, right? You can go 110 because you know that everybody's in. You can feel, Sam said, I felt different.
Yeah, so glow is when everyone's all kind of giving the same amount of energy, you can take more personal liberties and feel some ownership of it more. Kyle?
This is the first time for me on the risers that it sounded as beautiful standing here as it does out there. I was getting goosebumps standing here. You don't get the same blend. There was so much energy and passion in that last run. I was actually crying by the middle of the song.
To get to what Jim has talked about, this unity, I think it was hugely helpful to listen to just the basses and tenors on the risers, and then sit and to hear how your voice can fit into that and add to that.
Yeah.
It was a great tool.
We were doing a lot of that 4 or 5 months ago. We're going to back up and do a little more of that. I'll make sure that happens. Bob? Bob, down.
A grow. It sounds like to me our very first note is just a little brown.
Brown?
Yeah.
A little low.
Oh, okay, Let's bring it back. Sorry. Bob, I'm sorry, you didn't finish. You want to continue, please?
Then when we sing our second note, we're a few cycles underneath the pitch. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
That means, I think if Steve blew the E flat, we sang the first note, and then he blew the F, which would be our starting note, I think the pitch pipe would be a little higher than what we're all singing.
All right, so let's just think about that in terms of our preparation going through the song, right? I don't want to get bogged down in thinking about what we have to do, right? But that being said, if we start to think about the preparation and how to solve that, we'll look at that. Thank you, Bob. DBA.
No, I was going to make a suggestion for that, but
Okay, I saw someone point over here. Jeff and Peter.
I guess it's a glow. I feel like an analogy of each one of us as an instrument, like a baby grand piano, and we're fine-tuning each one.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, Peter?
Just a grow, just a small, picky grow. We're saying go out and tell our story instead of our story.
Okay.
I heard our. Every time I heard it, we tell our
So let's, don't change anything about what you're doing. We'll decide and then we'll talk about it. Okay, but thank you for that.
We'll listen carefully for it.
Yeah, good to know. Yeah, good to know. Rick?
I stood down there and listening to the other half of the chorus. I closed my eyes and the sound is really beautiful. Open my eyes and I see sad faces and happy faces and mad faces and no faces.
You see no faces?
Blind faces.
Yeah.
We're not unified in the
Yeah, I mean, we all know that we're not unified in the presentation of the story. That's why coaches are coming in. I appreciate that comment. Let's do just 2 more if you haven't had a chance. Kevin.
This is a glow and a grow. The glow is Dr. Peterson on finding the nuance at the beginning between how justice was our battle and justice was denied. I think that storytelling this is really important, and that's kind of the crux of the story. My grow would be on that same point. I think that it feels to me like the emphasis in that first phrase is not just on justice, but it's on denied, because that's what happened, right? So denied, and something either lengthening that or hitting it a little bit differently. Justice was denied, and then at the back of the song, the parallel to that is, will justice be demanded? And that's beautiful poetry, the way they wrote it, with the alliteration and everything. But denied and demanded feels like it wants to come out stronger.
Yeah, opportunities for expression. And we want to make sure we get 100%.
Missed opportunity. One more that someone has. All right, let's go.
I feel like we're collectively emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah, I like that comment. We are emotionally vulnerable. Emotional vulnerability will play a lot into what Rick said about some people are happy, some people are sad, some people aren't there at all. Because now we're like, oh, what do? I'm gonna let the song take me, but I don't really know where it's taking me yet, right? So that's why we're seeing those mix of faces. We are very vulnerable. But that doesn't mean we're all connected and vulnerable, all doing the same thing, right? So I don't want to take the concept of we all accept to try to say, okay, everyone tell the same story right now, let's go, right? But I do want to take it as, okay, we have to find a story that connects us all, but stay vulnerable. Stay vulnerable, stay being willing to change, right? I mean, even Dr. Peterson is here willing to change and willing to grow with us, right? He learns from you, I learn from you, we all learn from each other. All right, we're going to move on past flows and grows, but we will come back to that. Don't worry. So if you
I want to say one thing again. The reason that I wanted to do this right now is I could see that there was a significant experience happening with a lot of guys. And before I came back and gave you something else to focus on to grow, if I just came back and gave you a grow, then you might be like, oh, too bad that went away. Like, this is a great celebration of what just happened, right? And now we can go pick at it and move on. But after that performance, it wasn't okay just to go. Now what about this phrase? Right? Congratulations on what we've already done.
Yeah.
Let's find a little more.
Cool.
All right, here's one thing. Are we want to work on this a little bit more before lunch?
Yeah.
All right. So here's an opportunity. This song doesn't have a section that has a texture change where you allow us to hear you sing slightly differently. That helps promote the story. And I think where you could do it would be the sword can be a sermon and the power of the pen.
Mm-hmm.
That section. We want to look for something different to happen here. Maybe it's a different voice. Maybe we even put on that we tell the story from a different point of view. But that's one place where we can have something different happen. And let's play around and see what we can make. Yeah. So maybe leading up to that, and tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, and then this little bridge section, the sword can be a sermon.
Cool. Let's go for it, guys. Sorry, John.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Stay down.
Good work up there.
Oh, maybe.
Very good. Visually and present.
Just getting back into the right mind frame. I would say we have about maybe 30 more minutes of working before we have some lunch. Talk about some glows, some grows. Thank our SOs. And just go ahead and grab your chin. That's good. And shake off. Right. All right. So where we're going to take from, we're going to start right at and tell them in our struggle. Right. It's where the where the tenors have melody.
Speaking of polish, I don't worry about that.
No, I'd say worry about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, taste, because it's so minute that it'll probably fix it.
Let's go for this first, and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
And tell them in our struggle.
Yep, check it out.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then only then will justice
Okay, good, that's what
be.
that's the section we're working on. So you can hear a difference in the speaker here, right? It's not the person who feels like things like they got a raw deal, right? It's suddenly the optimistic voice comes in. Here's how we can solve this. Teach your children. You do this kind of thing. Yeah.
I was just going to say, it's a change in from the first half of the piece where it's almost a call to arms or like a pleading
Yes.
tone, and then it goes to encouragement.
Yes.
So it changes, I'm asking you to be on my side, or now you're on my side, so let's go.
And here's and the solution is very, very good. So let's try singing this without any bumps in the road for about 5 measures. In other words, what we're getting here is still a little bit of this. We're still getting this, and it seems like the same kind of fight call to arms texture. So instead, let's just make it multi-legato and see what that sounds like.
Okay.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them
Not that much. That should be what it was.
You want to keep that? Oh,
No,
so
keep that the same.
You're saying multiple on.
It doesn't happen until the sword can be a sermon.
Okay, all right.
I'm like, wait, that's lost to know.
So we're doing that, but multiple legato when we get to the your sword can be a sermon. Okay.
Yep.
You'll see my hands. 2, 3.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brother.
Why don't we go into it? Do you hear the difference in this now? And it gives us a whole different, it's like a different flavor of ice cream. You ever get 2 scoops of ice cream? I hate that because I want to have 5 scoops of ice cream. But I usually choose 2, and they're the 2 favorite. And I tell them that, whatever the first one is in the bottom has to be my favorite because that's the last one you're going to get. So in this case, we just got through the top flavor, and now you're giving them another flavor, another texture, another feeling, another part of the story that propels it, and then you bring it back in. It's so well arranged that you knew exactly where to go back. And you go. Let's do that again. And I also love that there was destination in that. I heard it. Let's do it again and lock that in. If you want to do even more with your voice, do more with your body. How could you look different during that session as the optimistic problem solver?
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then only then be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they hear you.
Stop there for now. I think there was a lot of success in that. There was a lot of success in that. I like this transition. I'm going to ask to talk to Doug for a second.
You guys, precise. Five, four, three, two, one. Take it.
Tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then, only then, will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear.
Yeah. Hey guys, in those big chords, did you feel anything different? Did you notice anything different? Did you hear anything different? Something changed? What did happen?
Well, the dynamics before the sword line were considerably larger, and the energy in them.
And the energy in them, I would agree. What else did you notice? There's no right or wrong answer if you notice something. But, yeah.
I noticed that it felt like we were all worried about what Doug was going to do for us, and so I think our emotional involvement wasn't quite as strong.
Okay.
Because we were all too busy, like, oh crap, what's
Fair
going to
enough,
happen?
kind of watching, yeah.
I think it's another shift in the story, where so it goes call to arms, pleading, encouragement, and then action.
Action. So it's really insightful. Are you a theater guy? Are you a theater guy? Okay, I can hear it.
Anything noticed about in what I did particularly? Just curious. Kevin?
Well, in that, whatever you call it, multi-legato section, in that instructional section,
close enough.
It seemed like your direction changed in the middle of that section from legato back into kind of a beat-driven sort of a thing, rather than having that legato feel throughout that whole section. So I felt like we were changing it in the middle of it.
Yeah, legato can still be in a beat pattern. It was still a legato beat pattern.
Just telling you what I noticed.
Yeah, totally. And you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
That's exactly what
do
it is.
that.
It seems like you were pushing on sermon. Your sword can be a sermon.
Interesting. So,
Yeah. All kinds of things are happening.
yeah, should we tell them?
Yeah, let's just tell them.
Okay.
I tell my students never do guess what I'm thinking teaching, and that's beginning to come off that way. It's like there's not just one right answer. Those are all right answers. But I told them something specific.
So
we have one more. One to speak, right?
I was just going to say the lyric, teach every child to raise his voice. We tended to come, I don't know if you were giving that to us or if we just did it.
Yeah, so
it seemed like it was bigger.
Yeah, and so I'm just playing with that phrase, but that had nothing to do with it, actually. I mean, not nothing to do with what he asked me to do. That being said, you're all right that I am playing with that, and we're trying different things every single time we try it, right? Which some of you guys actually hate about me, but that's okay. We're going to keep going with that anyway. No, it was actually when we got into that big section, he said you actually came out of tonus and got really, really stiff in your body. So the next time you go out and do it, make sure you stay in tonus the entire time. Make sure your body's engaged, your muscles don't lock up. And so I did it consciously that time, and we just didn't know if you would pinpoint that. I'm sure some of you did, but didn't say it. So that was just a cool experiment. Yeah.
So let's do it again, and now that you know that I'm asking, I never want him to go, stop. I want him to maybe give you that kind of energy, but to remain fluid, and see if that changes the way those chords sound. Because it sounded good, but they sound a little bit stop. Here it is, and now we'll give you another one. Here it is, instead of, wow, here's another one. How about that one? How about that one? And they didn't travel through, but it was mostly because he wasn't traveling through gesture.
Right, yeah.
So he's going to do that.
Cool.
There we go. And all those other things were true. They all happened.
Yeah,
Traveling through.
And tell them in our struggle. I'm sorry. And tell them in our struggle.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, and only then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they hear you.
We're going to stop right there now. Did you notice now? Did you notice the difference? How it allows you to, because this is another thing that I have in here that we want to get to, is all these louds have to be released louds, right? They can't be, because there will be 20 other choruses in Vegas that are going to give, like, listen to how loud we can sing, and not that many that are going to go, listen to this. We're just going to release this mechanism. That's how we're going to get loud. We're going to take our emotion and throw it out there this way. And so you did beautifully. That was exactly what we wanted to do. It felt like it was released. Yeah.
At least up to now, we've had a physical move in that spot that my brother's then, and then just, so that's gotta enhance that whole feeling, or.
It'll enhance it. When Scott and I work together on making sure the moves match the music, it will enhance it. Don't worry about that. Yep. I promise you it will.
Let's mine for one of the places. I love this line. Will justice be denied? And we all that is okay for that to really be like in our face.
Will justice be demanded?
Demanded. Will justice be demanded? I like the idea that you almost would add a little bit of tension to that. Tension is the wrong word, but it's a place where you can give us a sound we haven't heard yet, where it's the most. Will justice be demanded? And then is it, or will justice be denied?
By 10 million.
Right, okay, yeah. So by 10 million righteous, this is the most disdain that you have. 10 million righteous, right? And right now, that's an opportunity for something. That's an opportunity where it's leaving me flat, where it just goes by. So if you can really ramp up that on justice be denied, or whatever the words are there, and then as you bring it back, bring that disdain out a little bit. I would love to hear what that sounds like. I don't know how to do it.
We're going to find out, though.
We're going to find out.
And then we're going to know how to do it.
That's right.
Anyway, okay. Yep, and tell them in our struggle. Same spot that we've been starting. Pick it up. You guys are doing some really wonderful work.
Yep.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, and righteous men, make them hear you when they hear you.
I'll stop you there. That was a higher level performance. That was really, really cool. This is where now it's not right or wrong. I would love to hear, when you're keeping all that in, boy, the loud unison was awesome. It made me go, whoa, chilled me. By 10 million righteous men, the word sounds 10 million righteous men. It just has to have just a little bit more like those, right, in it. But then, I think, and this is just an artistic choice, if the make them hear you isn't angry, but instead it's like, I don't know how many times I can ask this, so I'm going to ask it differently. By 10,000 righteous men, make them hear you. It would be cool if we had, well, I'd like to try that, I don't know if it's going to work, but completely different, like not angry, just like, I don't know how to say it, and anyway I'm going to say it softly this time. I just love to hear that, yeah.
I just had a question. Why do we have disdain for the righteous? Yeah, that didn't. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sure this is completely my fault.
No,
The justice be denied.
It's
Chris,
not
if you don't
for the
mind.
righteous men that you have disdain. You're saying justice has to be demanded by righteous men. Yes. Not by the men who are in charge now. I think.
I think I just might have got the lyrics wrong.
If you go back to the moment. So we've been talking about was the fact that it's actually one sentence. So it works.
Gentlemen, when there's confusion in one, there's confusion in all.
Yeah.
So it's, and then it goes in, only then will justice be demanded.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that. That is totally my fault.
That being said, the angst and the power of the voice does not really have to do much. I mean, it can, but it doesn't have to coincide with what's going on in your face. What he's asking for vocally and musically does not necessarily have to do with what Marty Lovett comes in and says, okay, here's how I want you to act this out. You're doing all this awesome stuff with your voice, and you're doing awesome stuff musically, but it's not matching your face. So, I just want to stay on the track of one team, one sound right now. We're all reaching for the same exact thing. So I like questions, I like confirmation, I really like confirmation. But we're gonna try to work through this, and if you have questions and want confirmation, sidetrack them for a moment, and then we'll talk about them. We'll have moments to talk and ask questions, I promise. Because we want to. I have 1,000 for it, right? Luckily I get to hang out with them. So let's just open up, and we'll go where you
that
go.
Was my,
yeah, we'll
because
go
I
where
don't
you
know
go.
the song well enough, and I was thinking will justice be demanded by 10,000
Right.
righteous men. I was thinking denied by 10,000 righteous men. So that was my fault on that. But the concept of the texture change is still good.
Right.
So
both texture change and then change back.
Correct.
Both texture.
Yeah, and I think the make them hear you too could be a pleading song.
Yeah, totally.
So let's do this one more time.
We got roughly 4 minutes.
Okay.
4 or 5 minutes.
Perfect.
And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice. And then, my brothers, then, only then, will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Can hear you when they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, tell the story again.
whole lot of good in that. So at the end, we want to make sure that we don't have any sense of push at all, but that we do have that sense of release. And it feels like relief, actually, up here too. One quick concept, kind of related to this, but
Hey,
when you take...
Before you move on from
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
what can I do to help that?
I have to watch you again.
Okay, so we'll watch them.
Yeah, I think kind of what I'm looking for in the guys, I'm looking for guys who are kind of locked and really singing, and guys who look like they're, again, just, you know, it's not a particular move, but it's an openness. It's a feeling like, we talked about that tonic balloon if you weren't here before, talked about that magical force that kind of lifts you up, and that thing starts tugging on you when the tag comes, even more. Just you can allow yourself to just be centered and have more of this in it. It just has to feel released. There's just enough guys that are like, I'm really going to sing this tag, that we kind of hear that block. Just needs to be open. So that's just something to think about. I'm going to talk to Doug about this anyway, and this is just an interpretive thing. Doesn't mean to make them hear you. When they hear you is really, really important. That could be a really cool moment. But right now we're kind of getting to it. We were softer, and then we kind of sang that next thing, it felt like.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
we have to keep, yep.
So, and this is just one idea, so could we actually do what Justice be demanded? And then I want to start connecting here.
Okay, if you could actually just blow an E. Justice be demanded. We'll just start on justice.
I'm going to tag him out at one. This is just an idea, we're just playing, I'm not saying this.
1, 2, 3.
Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. When they hear
I'm going to just make more of this moment.
Which?
Do you hear kind of what I did? Yeah, let's do that same thing again. And there's so many different ways to do it, but make them hear you, make them hear you, make them hear you, and saying that over and over again. Keep saying, make them hear you when they hear you. And so I think we can take time. So here we go. Same thing. We'll be on autopilot. So you get justice. Well, justice.
Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men.
I'm sorry, I need to look at this.
I threw you on that spot, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I want to see
totally
it.
fine. Lead, wait for me under make them hear you. Million righteous men make, I might just say a little bit of time. And
Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear when they
there's 20,000 ways to do it, right? You know what I mean?
I would like to honestly think that I'm in this man's head at 100% of the time. Like, I feel like no joke. You know, I always call you guys my family. I feel like the second Chris and I met, we were like meant to be best friends.
Brothers from other mothers.
like brothers from other mothers. And so I know exactly what he's going for. Let's play with it for a second. I got you on this.
It's a really wonderful opportunity for the hair to stand up in the back of the room.
No, interrupt.
That's a huge emotional change. He's back talking to his son.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes a difference. I think that's what happened.
It does. Let's fix it musically and then we'll talk emotionally. Cool. Here we go.
If I was to speak it, it would be 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you when they hear you. Something, it's not just slowing down, but it's just another way to say. It's another moment like that.
There used to be a breath there. Just play with me, okay? Justice be demanded.
That is lunchtime.
2, 3, and 4.
Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you.
Yeah.
We have to, you should know me better than to accept the first try. Okay. No, we can do better.
That's what I was trying to do, but I don't know the song.
I am in your head. Okay. Make them hear. So, when I cut off the leads to give them their make right, we're going to stop on men and start to decrescendo. When I stop the leads, you should still be holding out, and you're going to go straight into here. Don't take that breath, okay? So, bass is defeated by 10 million righteous men. You might have it, but not all the basses may have it. So give me a second. Teaching moment. Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Here. All right, so don't take that breath, please. And then other three parts stop, follow suit. Okay? Here we go. I'm excited for that. Check it out. Woo! I love taking stuff. Justice, 2, 3, and 4.
Justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you. I'll be near you. Again, tell the story again. My 10 million righteous
Bravo. That was awesome.
We're still going to have to play with that, obviously. I'm really excited because Scott and I keep putting in the weekly plans, and I put in the weekly plans, Scott's green weekly. Rejuvenate, re-energize. But it doesn't mean we necessarily know exactly how to do it. So playing in the sandbox and finding different ways, that's exactly what we're here to do. I'm so excited. First off, what a blessing to have you here.
It's really fun to play at this level.
Yeah.
It's like having your little art shop. I used to make stained glass when I was in house. I don't have a big enough house now, but I was in California. But but I would love to do that again, and this feels like that. It feels like that kind of fine artwork. So thanks for that.
Very cool. We owe a giant round of applause for our SOs that made lunch for us today. I'm just so disgustingly excited to be doing this thing. I know that this group has what it takes to do literally whatever we want. And if a gold medal is your final destination, then you already know this is not your group. Because we're going to go well beyond the gold medal. It's going to be, people are going to hear the GNU and understand what barbershop is, and they're going to understand how legitimate of what we do here. Oh, God, I can't say enough. Okay, guys, you can actually go ahead if you're going to want to come up. The next, just come on in. The next 10 minutes or so, we'll kind of play around with this. I just want to be able to see everybody. The next 10 minutes or so, we'll play around with this, is going to be questions, answers, and confirmations. If you have any questions with what was happening this morning, and you need, or you need something to be confirmed, go ahead and ask. I'm going to push you guys to do something though. The judges, I was told this once, right? So I know all the judges in the room are going to be like, we never had that, but I was told this. The judges get told to never give a critique to a quartet or a chorus unless it raises their score or unless it has the ability to raise their score by a certain percent. Okay? So, I mean, is that, never mind, I'm not even going to go there. So, so basically my challenge for you is, when asking, and no question is insignificant, but when asking the question, think globally. Is this question a question that could raise the entire chorus's standards, or is it a question that could be asked to a section leader, or could we really want to value what we have in front of us? I mean, he's done so much work with me alone today that I have 1,000 questions that I want to ask him that will be in an email or a FaceTime session sometime soon. But I want the chorus to be able to hear your questions and to hear confirmations, not out of my mouth, but out of Dr. Peterson's. Okay? So about next 10 minutes, and again, we'll play around with it. If it needs to go longer, it needs to go longer. And I'm going to be writing them down and writing down the answers, trying to go verbatim. Bob's point.
One of the things with the district, the judge told us lyrical pivot. Those two words have been stuck in my head since October. I don't know if you saw the review when they said lyrical pivot. Did he mean in the words, just lyrical pivot, or a tonal or dynamic
Was
pivot?
it a singing judge or a presentation or a performance judge? Or?
It was a performance judge.
It does overlap though with us, and Jim can also talk about this, and we have other judges in here. To me, what that means is that the words and the music give you moments to shift and create the new emotion. I know that the way that the performance guys talk about it is to kind of to breathe with the new phrase before you even say the next word. In other words, you don't start singing and then start performing that phrase. You start changing into that phrase on the one you're singing. That might be what they're talking about. Jim, does that?
I remember comments.
Yeah, I mean, and we can always go back and look into that even more and get a more clarified question. But is that, I mean, more clarified answer? But is that good for right now?
It's the range. What we're doing with the ballot, what we did this morning.
Yeah. What it does is it overlaps things. So you don't have a chunk, but you have kind of overlapping sections that move into each other. I think that's what they mean by that, like lyrical pivot.
Okay. Next.
It's going to be fast.
Well, I had one actually, and Jim and Scott and I were talking about this. You gave us this concept of a forte breath in preparation for a pianissimo song or voicing. So I guess my question would be, are all breaths created equal? Is part A of that question. And then, if not, could you explain kind of technically what's happening within the body that is happening during a fortissimo breath that might not be apparent during a pianissimo breath? So what are we aiming for when you say forte breath?
Yeah, let's clarify this. So the rule is that you don't want to take more breath than you need. If you're only going to sing one note, then you don't have to take a breath for 15 notes. But the difference is a short phrase or a soft phrase shouldn't go to a different place. So, when I take my breath, it comes from the top, and my ribs expand, and the diaphragm moves down, and then the abdominal wall moves out. I should have this feeling of down and out in any breath. So even if I take a short, quick breath, it becomes this sort of a feeling, grounded. Where we tend to go if we're thinking small breath. I'm just going to, and also for soft, it's like, because this feels soft. If I say sing soft, then this sort of feels soft, right? If I say sing soft, it's not going to work as well. But, so I want to make sure that even on an inhalation where I'm going to sing soft, that I have the sensation of down and open. And then I can sing through that. So the preparation of the breath is always one where everything opens. So we tend to sometimes go, oh, did I sing soft? But I want you to go, I'm going to sing soft. How to do that? It's all that. So if you were going to sing a loud, really long phrase, then you would definitely go, you'd want to take as much air as you possibly could. And we certainly don't want you to do that on every breath. But don't confuse the idea of where the breath goes. It always goes to the same place. So if it's just a little bit of air, it still goes there. You're going to take your hand and put it right here. And recognize that all the space here, and then maybe put your other hand here, and all the ability to close off here is under your control. So you're going to take a breath and go ahead and kind of close down and close your throat. So take a breath and go. Just kind of close that down. You can feel that. Let that go. In the same way, I can open and actually create a little bit of space, keeping my tongue nice and forward. So now take a breath and do that. But you can feel this. Now, it's very easy to go, because you're trying to create space to go. So I'm not going to do that. I'm literally going to almost let this kind of go. Open, and maybe a little bit of lift, but no tension. So here we go. Do it again. And that kind of feeling of open and sort of astonishment. So that's what we're looking for when this goes down. If you take a shallow breath, it's almost impossible to do that, to take a shallow breath and go, I can't even do it. But if I let this move down, it's sort of like it automatically allows this to relax and open. Feel that? So anyway, so that's, whether it's a quick breath, a soft breath, or what's going to be for a loud phrase, it's always that feeling. So I tricked you by saying take a loud breath, or take a breath for what you're going to sing loud, because we almost all go, here it comes. We prepare differently. But that kind of answer.
Yeah, I want to paraphrase.
Follow it.
I want to paraphrase, and I want you to tell me if it's incorrect. So all breaths are created equal. I would say that yes, all breaths are created equal. Actually, all preparations are created equal. All preparations are created equal, but
all good singers' breaths have the same characteristics.
All good singer breaths have the same characteristics.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And I tricked you. So it was slightly wrong to say that you're taking a full, loud, 20-measure forte breath, but it made a difference. We heard the pastor sound better. Yeah.
Questions?
Yes.
You talked a little bit this morning about singing in a forte that was being released, or in something that there wasn't a lot of tension to it, but in our loudest sections where it was going to be justice, and having it being released upward. I was just looking for a little more clarification.
Absolutely. We tend to think that when we have to sing loud that we have to try harder. But what actually trying harder is like a golf swing. It just is too much, right? My grandfather was a great golfer, and it used to drive me nuts because he had the slowest swing ever. You go like that, and it would go, and of course I would whack at it, and it wouldn't go half as far as he did. And so that was a great thing to learn about, half the effort, but twice the effect. So it is with the voice, especially when you sing loud. You'll get to a point where you feel like you have to try harder to sing louder. And there's a funny effect where if you take that singer's breath and you actually open more, you're going to get a better sound.
So I won't do it in here, but if I was going to go, and I just try harder, I go, that's a sound, but I can go, do you hear a difference in that? I'm not the greatest singer, but you get the idea that if I try harder, it doesn't work. I get diminishing results. And so I look at the body language, of course, and I'm looking to see for people that are going like that, or if they're going here, rounded, open. So in essence, we're just trying to release. And it's an amazing thing, because if you release the voice, it's going to spin and create more overtone. Because it has a sort of my color, it adds overtone.
One of the things that we sometimes forget is it may not sound louder to you.
Yes. That's exactly right. And if you've taken voice lessons, and I know as a voice major I did, when my teacher said I was doing it right, it felt like it was effortless and it didn't sound loud at all to me. And so that was tough because they didn't ask me to go back and do it both ways, which is what I always ask you guys to do. I'm like, feel what that's like, now hear what this is. And if they had, I would realize, oh, so it's not as loud. I was always trying to create something, yeah.
Yeah, so the feeling of release, it's kind of like this, if I release my voice, I get that sound. And if I push my voice, I get that sound. And I can hear that one better than that one actually, somehow. Yeah. Does that answer? Are you down with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd like to apply what you've just discussed. There were several times this morning, and I really enjoyed this morning, but there were several times when we blow the pitch, we were on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do, or what should we do when that happens? Should we recognize that, or just focus on what we're trying to work on at the moment? Is pitch a concern?
Well, pitch is always a concern. Pitch is always a concern with any group. But as a director and as any kind of a teacher, you have to practice what I call selective ignoring, which means there might be 10 things that would be good to work on that are all encouraged. But if you try to address all 10, then everyone will make a little progress on each, and the overall is a zero-sum game. So as a director or as a teacher, you always try to go, what's the thing right now that we're going to focus on and make a difference, and hopefully lock that in, and then we won't have to come back to that. So when I was directing the Midwest Local Express, Jim Henry came and coached us, and the very first thing he pulled me aside and said, they sing under the pitch. I said, okay, that's what we're going to work on. That's from now on, that's what we're doing. So we did, to the exception, ignoring lots of other things, we focused on that, we made that better. So I think with a group like this, you know, when Doug decides that it's irritating him, then more than the things that we're trying to get, then he'll just make a note of it and maybe give you a sequence to help you do that. One of the things we can make a deal is just to say, let's all just make that part of what we do, is to try to really sing on top. The thing that doesn't help, and you're not doing this, but I've seen it, are people within the group. It happens in the Masters, actually. I know one guy does all the time, who makes faces when we're under the pitch.
We had that guy for a while.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. And I tell him, cut it out, cut it out. I mean, we can hear it, we're gonna fix it, but, you know, so everybody just has to do their very best to sing in tune and sing on top of the pitch. Yep. But, you know, when Doug makes that one of the priority of the top 10, it'll be there. But in terms of what you're doing, we're making more progress on some other things, and the tuning is gonna be there.
Yeah, I'll say, I'll piggyback on that one, and say that you guys know Ambassador Harmony, for the last 3 years, their only objective was to sing in tune. And that's what they worked on, and that's what they did, right? For the past year and a half, our biggest objective was to get these 8 pillars down, and he's not talking about it today, right? We can do anything we want to do when you focus on it. Currently, the pitch is not actually our biggest deal. On a Thursday night, we're not under pitch all that often. And actually, even today, with all due respect, I thought on the pasture, just let's get this out and open. On the pasture, we were like half down most times.
Yeah.
But when we came back in here, notice how quickly it just got back to normal. And then, yeah, every once in a while, yeah, we're a little bit under, but again, right, he's 100% right. It's what we're focusing on at the moment. But thank you for asking that question, because it really is an important one.
Yeah.
It's a really important one.
You've got to get everybody on the same page focusing on something to make a big enough difference to lock it in.
We got 2 more questions.
Yeah.
So.
And on the pasture, same thing. I selectively ignored the fact that we're singing lower than the piano,
Right.
because there were other things that were more important.
And you notice I just asked Isaac every once in a while, other guys just don't play. Because we know what's happening,
Yeah.
right? But we're focusing on something different. Go ahead, just 2 more.
Let's see, right here, Jim.
One of the biggest problems I think that I see with breathing is that we forget to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing, you said?
Breathing. Do you have some, I don't know,
I've already
images, whatever tricks, you know, in your toolkit that can help us with that?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things, and Doug doesn't mind me saying this, I've talked to him about how I want him to start addressing how he gives you breaths. I think he's non-verbally not meaning to, not giving you permission to take the breath the way you feel. So everybody stand up just for a second.
You guys can join on risers. Join on.
We're just going to take this pitch right here. We're going to sing on, take your hand and do as I do. So here's how my breath comes in. It goes from the top to the bottom like a wave, right? It comes into play. And remember, then I release here. I don't create tension. In fact, I create space here so that I have this open throat and lots of breath. Right? Let it out. Do it again, and we'll sing this time. Here we go. Oh, we're right there. We're all going to be on that note. Let's get a pitch like that.
Just go be flat. Just go be flat.
Actually, can I have a G? I'd rather have it in the middle of the range. Yeah. G. Yeah, as in Gordon. Oh, correct. So here we go. Show the breath. Yeah. Yeah. So I did breath, there's a moment where there's what they call suspension, where the breath is seated, the throat is open, but nothing's happening yet. There you go. That moment is the most important part. Do it again. Very good. And so you can take that same breath faster, but it's the same breath. Here you go. Very good. Even faster. Here you go. Very good. Now take your hand and go like this, and take this breath. So it's up to you to know the difference between those two. And actually, I was just telling Doug over lunch that I was warming up the Masters this week, and I just came up with this for the very first time. And that is, your job is to take this breath, do it again. And first of all, can you feel how prepared that feels? No matter what you see. So I want you to take that breath. And I'm going to here we go. Did you remember to take that breath? Here we go. Excellent, do it again. You have to get so used to taking a singer's breath that no matter what you see, and he's not going to give you those crazy cues. But as directors, sometimes we're busy doing stuff, and we can't always look at you and say. But if we did, then you'd remember. So Jim is asking, what can we do to remember? Well, first of all, it's up to you to remember. Second of all, we want the director to show it as much as possible. But even if he doesn't, then you have to be on the singer's breath every time. It just becomes a habit.
Let's snap it up with a singer's breath. You gotta love that. We're gonna end our questions right now. So that's one of my biggest roastings today, actually, and I have about 12 that I'm already noting. But one of them is just the intentionality. We'll go with that. Intentionality of actually giving that breath when it's appropriate, right? There's a lot of spots in Make Them Hear You where I can't do that, and I just have not chosen not to, but just not unintentional or whatever. All right, so. Tenors. 5 words. 5 words. To describe your section. Open. Open. Grounded. Sorry. Grounded. Grounded. Larynx. Larynx. Release. Release. One more. Looking for one more word from tenors. Anybody over here? One word that you got? Awesome. Larynx, yeah, someone said it. So, notice the patterns, right? Notice those patterns that you keep kind of hearing those words come up again. And like I said, some of those had to do straight up with the 8 pillars. Some of them went far above and beyond the 8 pillars. So we're really, really making big strides. Let's go back to the how we start where you finish. And Chris, max today. We will do until 3:30 max, but at 3 o'clock we have to take a 2-minute break, so guys can head out if they need to. Got it. Okay. Once again, thank you for being here. I'll tell Chris what we did, so you have no excuse to not do it correctly. The SHs unfinished. We cleaned those up so it's not scattered all over the place, which it has been for the past 1.5 years. Awesome. I never fixed it until today. So thank you for fixing those up. Those SHs, everyone goes into the next word except for on page 8.
The dreaded.
We practiced that. Now, what I'm going to ask...
Just in the chin of time, I think.
What I'm going to ask Dr. Peterson to do is really kind of talk to us a little bit about page 1 and 2. Because we're struggling a little bit with that. We'll admit it. Because once we get to page 3, we should go on quote-unquote autopilot, and then he can grow and do exactly what we did to Make Him Hear You, find those spots that can really take off. But 1 and 2 don't feel like 10, do they? So let's go to 1 and 2 right now, and then we'll go 3 through 10. You know what? No, let's go 3 through 10 first, and then let's go back to 1 and 2, and you can see the difference. Everyone say, whoa! 3 through 10. Fast-paced environment here, we got, boys. This is too much. Right from there, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, there's one dude that was singing some random. Here we go, one more time.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not how you go, it's how you land. You land 100 to 1 shot. They call him a klutz. A klutz can't outrun the favorite. All he needs is the guts. You know your final return will not diminish. And you can be the cream of the crop. The crop, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. You finish, and you're gonna finish on top. On top, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. You finish, it's not where you were, it's where you are. You're stuck in the mailroom, just gathering some moss, and how comes the memo that you now are the boss? Let everybody cringe when you croon. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. You finish, you're gonna finish in 2. You start the time, you start the drum. You gotta watch your timing.
I really want to just get all the way through. Hey, if we can do what he's asking us to do vocally without choreo, then choreo will only enhance. Alright, so let's leave the choreo aside for right now and make sure we can do this correctly vocally. And then what will happen is after we fix that and make it perfect, Scott's going to come back in, we'll re-add the choreo and go, look how much this enhances what we already do. Okay, so let's go from 2, blow a B flat. Hum. Delta flat. 2, 1, 2, 3.
You start the time, you sit the drum. You gotta watch your timing. You better begin by climbing up the ladder. If you go last, you can't make it fast, man. Nobody starts a winner. Give me a slow beginner. Easy does it to find endurance. Easy does it, for that's your life insurance while you are young. Take it rung after 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 rung. Your final return will not diminish, and you can be the cream of the crop. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. You finish, and you're gonna finish on top. Make a record hop. You're gonna finish on right on top, right on top. You'll race to the top, and you'll never stop till you finish on
Alright, hey, those SHs really cleaned up, a lot of them. We can do even better, but man, comparatively to how we've ever sung it, those SHs are much better today. Thank you.
A lot of good at that.
Yeah, that was actually what I was looking for, those SHs. Everything else, we can talk about. So, Dr. Peterson, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, do you want to work at the beginning, you said, too?
Well, I want to work on page 1 and 2.
Yep.
And I definitely want to get to that, but
if you heard things in there that you know can have immediate fix, I think we should.
Yeah, okay, then I would go start back where you were, again, back to page 3.
Yeah.
And I just circled some things that are just tiny, the first time I listened things.
Cool.
That are just tiny.
Cool.
Tiny.
Hey, eyes closed real quick. I'm going to take that blind vote right now. How many people think they could stay just, and it won't go past 3:30, I promise. How many people think 3:30? Okay, great. Here's what we're going to do. Open your eyes. Here's what we're going to do. We'll do the next 15 minutes of pages 3 through 10, and then we'll take that last half an hour of our coaching session together and really try to truly make that second page, especially about those first 2 pages, pop off. Okay? Thank you for being committed to that. Again, if you can't stay, I totally understand. We'll break at 3 o'clock to let people leave without any kind of hesitation.
Totally
Great.
fine.
So let's start from page 3. Yep. No, C there. C.
All right, so we're gonna get really picky just about some, what I would call some little obvious things, but if they don't bother me, I won't stop you.
Great.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
If I don't hear them again,
Stop.
then it doesn't matter.
Music above all else. You can put your hands up for a second. Music above all else. And only when individual concepts disappear do we really become one single unit. So only things that will bother him we'll stop for. If it bothers you but it doesn't bother him, let it go. Only if it bothers him, right? One unit, one sound. Here we go.
It's not where you start.
So I lost you. You have to be careful with that. Well, I'm saying another bit almost on purpose, but not that you're necessarily doing that, but it's a feeling of that when your heart beats for the last time in the hospital. You can't flatline it. It's either got to be going down, it's got to be bringing us in, or it's got to be letting us expand. But either way, like, there has to be anticipation in that. When you sing it, I have to go, wow, like, I need to hear what's happening, but right now I'm like, when is it going to start? Not on this note.
And remember where we came from, right? Remember where we came from.
Anticipation.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting really picky. It was better. But still, is it supposed to be?
So it's coming from giant.
It's really loud coming down.
Yeah, and it's
Does the pianissimo row to not, or does it go from here down?
I would say it goes here down to not. So it goes, in all sincerity, I think it goes from fortissimo down to pianissimo down to triple P on not.
Okay, so that's not what I'm hearing. And your move is at bringing in anyway, right?
Hey John, we want to make sure we're not talking about it. Like individual concepts have to disappear in the next 45 minutes.
So let's just take it out of context and everybody sing fortissimo. Sing your it. Put your hands here. Here we go. And take all the pressure out of it. And that would be our fortissimo, but you don't want it that loud.
No.
It's not that
No, it's so this is
Okay.
So rung is loud. It is not loud at all.
So it's is not loud at all.
And then it gets even quieter.
And it gets quieter to not. Okay, here we go. Do it's with a forte breath, but we're going to not make it that as loud. Here we go. Now, how much softer can you get and still stay on your voice?
It's not where you start.
That's it, that's the idea. So from here to here, there has to be that motion of. It's got to come down a little bit more. I'm not ready to do it, but you do it. Ready? Here we go. And
it's not where you start.
and add to this the look of like, wait till you hear this.
Secret.
Yeah. Guess what? So it becomes it's not. Got the idea? Here we go. Same thing. Here we go.
Yeah, let's re-blow because we were just picking it.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we're really, really in there. It's E, remember? And if you're not supposed to be singing this, make sure you're not.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
be afraid to close off words, right? I've been saying that a lot lately, because we haven't focused on that a lot lately. Let's focus on it.
I think it's the leads that have to do it. Land. Oh, just really, even almost a shadow ball on it.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about?
Yep.
You
Otherwise,
guys
it
know
just sounds like land. Yep.
We have called this inaudible schwa in the past. Yep. Right? So just, you guys know where we're going with that. Okay, leads. That's what the leads do. Here we go.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not how you go, it's how you land. You land 100 to 1 shot, they call him a klutz. A klutz can't outrun the favorite, all he needs is the guts. You know your final return will not be.
Here, I wouldn't mind if you came down a little more and then worked your way back up.
Okay.
Because you have this guts, you know but then it would be nice to sort of start over again.
Okay.
And it doesn't feel like it does that.
Cool.
All
So,
right.
guts. You know your final return. So we're actually giving another thing for the audience to go, what? Right? All three audience.
Starting over. Hold on, great. We just did that. I think the D was much better in land. Thank you for doing that, D. Would you sing, again, it's not where you start, it's where you finish and stop on that chord. The first one,
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Feels low, that feels low all of a sudden. Where's that C pitch? Feel that chord strikes me as dull. If we could. Yeah, that's where we just stopped. Yeah, well, it's there too.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and stop bumping. Just, I think what we want you to do, here's the context. I don't want you to sing a tune, but I want you to actually hear those two chords in the higher place so that it almost is raising the pitch there. Just because it's enough that each time it goes by, I'm like, what's with that? It's not tuning quite right. So do it again. And start on fid. Don't even go all the way to where, just do fid, and then we'll go to niche after that. We're going to blow the pipe when we get to fid.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Please do not talk right now. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
It's not where you start,
Finding the whole high side of that. So now go all the way. We won't do this too much more, but now we're going to do it's where you fid, we'll blow the pipe. We'll do nit, we'll blow the pipe. And we just want to hear that pipe just not sound too high there.
Yeah.
It's more than anything, it's not tuning fast enough, and it goes by. And then as a listener and as a judge, I'm thinking, ooh, a couple out of tune chords there early on. And they're just major chords. But because you're outlining the chord, do, re, do, so, mi, re, do. Do has to really feel like it's right there, not there. Got the idea?
Yeah, it means when you go down to that soul, make sure we're up here, right? Here we go.
You almost have to sing it sharp to make me not think it's flat.
It's not where you start,
That's good.
it's where you
Sing you. Again, sing E. Okay, and the word you starts with vowel E, you know that? It's not about this one word or about this one vowel. It's a holistic thing that we have to be up here when we're singing this song, right? It's a hard song because of all these jumps. So we have to make sure that each jump raises up. You want to add?
Yeah, and then the last thing would be, as you do, finish, finish, those also have to just tune way high. So just have to feel like it lifts right there.
Cool.
And the chromatic one sounded particularly dull when the first one was low.
Right.
So I think we have it. Let's see. Just lock this in, and this is just a place you check every time you do it. Just make sure that it feels high.
And we can keep checking that as we go along. We got some time.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's try to work our way through that. Let's try to work our way through that.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Yeah. Raise your hand if you can hear that there's a difference in that. There's a big difference in that. It's awesome.
It's interesting that all the things we've ever tried, for some reason, we never tried stopping on you. We always tried stopping on it's on both sides, but we never, I mean, we might have thought I have to do that, but we never actually stopped on you. And so that one was particularly low, wasn't it? So let's make sure we keep that high. But again, hold on. Here we go.
Okay, let's go. We'll go on.
Let's go on.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not how you go, it's how you land. You land 100 to 1 shot, they call him a klutz. Klutz can't outrun the favorite, all he needs is the guts. You know your final return will not diminish, and you can be the cream of the crop. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, and you're gonna finish on top. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Okay, so here's the concept. Because we have this thing, good job, guys, it sounded really good. At the beginning, we have this where everything is accented, basically. Everything has its own thought. It's where you finish. And so I like the idea that we would go, as I'm going to go to 100 to 1 shot, or kind of emphasizing everything. We get this thing. But when we get to your final return, I don't want to have your final return anymore. Now I want to go, your final return. I want to start having a bigger pulse. And by the time we get to now when you start where you finish, almost so close. So that we get bigger and bigger spaces of leap. Right? It's tiptoeing too long.
This
and it sounds not too
this is every beat stress versus every measure stress versus every phrase stress.
Correct.
Okay? And this has a lot to do with that lyrical pivot, by the way, and we'll talk more about that in the months to come. Okay, here we go.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not how you go, it's how you land. You land 100 to 1 shot, they call him a klutz. Klutz can't outrun the favorite, all he needs is the guts. You know your final return will not diminish, and you can be the cream of the crop. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, and you're gonna finish on top. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, it's not where you were, it's where you are. You're stuck in the mailroom, just gathering some moss, and pow comes the memo that you now are the boss.
Okay, that's an opportunity right now. Just you're stuck in the mailroom, just gathering moss. Could really be a different tone, texture. And you could probably bring it down quite a bit. In other words, really, really loud articulation. Because it's great words. You're stuck in the mail room. All that, but almost imperceptible sound, almost, with immediate crescendo all the way to pop. You could really pop.
We've done that before.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, this piece is being sung for a very long time, and we're losing stuff that we've done and that we've not done. So I'm really, really excited to revisit these things.
Yeah.
So a lot of articulation, you're stuck in the mail room, just getting some moss, then pal comes the mail. Yeah, okay. So a lot of articulation, mezzo piano, grow, keeping the articulation, pow, but we're singing it, not saying it, singing it, okay?
Yeah. So it's almost
is that what you wanted?
Yeah, it's almost percussive and yeah, a complete different texture, but right now it doesn't sound like that.
All right, let's do it.
Just sounds normal. It sounds good. It sounds like 92.
Now where you start is where you finish. Let's go from right there. D flat. Now where you start is where you finish. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not where you were, it's where you are. You're stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss, and then how comes the memo that you now are the boss?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for the pulse points too being longer, but it still I think could be way, way softer.
Me too. I agree.
Again, if something, anyone that went like this now, you want them to go, what?
Right. Let's do it.
And when you sing at me, then I don't do that. I just let you sing. I just bring it.
Gentlemen, what time is it? Right. 1, 2,
sing a 1.
1, 2, 3. Final
return will not diminish.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Your
final return will not diminish. And you can be the cream of the crop.
It's not where you start to finish. I gave you the wrong words. Just fed you the wrong words. 9, 2. 1, 2, 3.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's not where you were, it's where you are. You're stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss, and pow comes the memo that you now are the boss.
Okay, so that was better. That's more in line with that, but I want to refine it one more time. Yep.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
All I want to hear is stuck in the mail room. Those notes. Stay stuck in the mail room. Stuck in the mail room. Right?
You just want to hear
Stuck
those.
in the mail room. I just want to hear stuck in the mail room.
Let's go from stuck in the mail room. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. You're
stuck in the mail room.
So how soft can you sing that?
1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss.
Is that the most beautiful you can sing soft, or just as soft as you can?
Beautiful with articulation.
Beautiful with articulation.
1,
and how soft?
2. 1, 2, 3. You're
stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss.
Good. We're on our way. When we talked about the pasture, we talked about that kind of activated voice. When you sing soft, go for activated voice, and also go for, again, that breath that goes, stuck in the mail, stuck in the mail. If my throat is open, I can go, stuck in the mail, softly. But if I don't, I go, stuck in the mail, stuck. We're not looking for that. Stuck in the mail. Completely activated, like loud feeling voice, really soft. 1, 2, and.
Stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss.
Now, make the consonants twice as loud, but don't sing any louder.
Consonants twice as loud, don't sing any louder. Keep the beauty. Do everything all. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss, and then pow comes.
Very, very good. Actually, you sang a little bit louder just because of the consonants. Hard to do the same thing. Loud consonant, soft vowel, soft vowel.
1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss, and pow.
Thank you very much. So now, stuck in the mail room crescendo.
Yep. Poco. Yeah.
Stuck in the mail room, but you have to come from nothing.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mail room, just gathering some moss, and pow.
Are we doing 2?
I wasn't thinking we were, but.
You wanna try it?
Try it. I actually, it just naturally happened.
Da 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 da.
Oh, that's gonna really make a difference.
1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mailroom, just gathering some moss, and how comes a memo that you now are the boss?
That just sounds too techniquey, yeah. So start soft and just let it go all the way to pow.
So it's small by small, yeah? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mailroom, just gathering some moss, and how comes the memo that you now are the boss?
Yeah, just a little more crescendo. Make sure the pow is naturally.
1, 2, 3.
Stuck in the mailroom, just gathering some moss, and how comes the memo that you now are the boss?
I'm digging it. I like it. You can refine it, but
We have to.
you have
We have to take 2. So, it's 3:03. I want to be back on the risers by 3:05. Okay. I hope everyone can stay, but totally understand if you can't. Love you guys. Really excited for the next 25 minutes.
If you can't say thank you very much for being here. Really.
But that's great. That's great. We just did.
A lot of good stuff. So here we go.
No, man. I've been shitting on that breath for a long time. I have not been doing you guys a service on that first breath, have I? I hate myself. Anyways.
Well, here, I'll help you. You can do it more. So,
Yeah, sure, please.
as you take that, show that breath the way you just did it.
So what
Before.
I've been doing,
Yep.
what I've been doing is this. No, that's not what I've been doing. I've been going, and so, right, I've been taking that shallow breath,
Yep.
but I want that, boom.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. So here's what we see. If your arms are tight and you go like this, I'm getting a little bit of that as opposed to relaxing this. Yeah. Do it again. Do what you did to bring them in. Don't sing. Just watch the sing.
Do what I've been doing. I don't
Do what
even
you just tried to do.
Okay. Is that close to what I used to do? Okay. No.
That's what you have done.
Yeah, what you have done. But do what you just tried to do with them.
No. You know, I'm a little lost, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
You want us to come back later?
See you at 6:30.
Take your hand and do this with me so that we go. See, here's what I see him doing. So when he gets to here, you're creating an upward thing.
Yeah.
And that's what's hurting them. That's what's making them want to do that. So if you can have your hands go down and not move up at the same time, and have the shoulders stay low. So do that again. So this comes down here, that's right, and shows sort of down and out. This stays low and you open your language, body language that way. You go here. What are you doing? You did it.
Sexy! Somebody hug you. There's a lot of fingers I want to throw.
Yeah, this is the idea, so that it's an opening gesture. So everybody take a breath with me as I do that with you. So I know I moved up a little bit too. It's not that you can't move up if you ground this way, but you can't go.
If you're grounded, then moving up doesn't hurt.
Yeah, if you're grounded, then it's even. But if you kind of lose your footing and go, then it's not quite the same. So that's something he's going to work with. He's going to encourage that. So if I was going to start this, here we go. You're going to say wherever that first note.
It's just lead pick up.
Well, here's a good thing on this. I would go.
If you start the time.
If just really just let your hands go down and go. Try and see what happens. Yeah, we'll play.
If you start the time.
Hey, stop for me. So these, is it easier for you to take? Is that easier for you with that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's giving you plenty of time to go. And that's what you do is you just go. Got that full breath, yes.
I have a breath question. This is more for Doug. For everyone who's not a lead, do you want us to breathe with the leads and hold it for those two notes, or take our quiet breath while they're singing their lead in?
I have zero problem with you continuing to take that breath.
Yeah.
I would agree, yeah. When you have the time, and at the beginning of the song is the best time.
Why wouldn't you take it? Why wouldn't you take the time? I know.
If you start at the top, you're certain to drop. You've got to watch your timing.
Okay, let's do that again. Leaves, I think you can align the, if you start at the top, you're, the P to go into pure, you're certain to drop. So right now we're getting, if you start at the top, you're certain to drop. And those two things are exactly the same. But if you start at the top, you're certain to drop, is what we're not getting yet. Instead of that.
If you start at the top, you're certain to drop. You've got to watch your timing. Better begin by climbing up the ladder. If you're going to last, you can't make it fast, man. Nobody starts a winner. Give me a slow beginner. Easy does it, my friend. Conserve your fine endurance.
I want to ask something that's bothering me. Hey, the guys that are doing ah right there, don't you think it's a little bit similar to the oohs on the beginning of Make Them Hear You? Let's see what happens. If you take that same concept that we did with that we're saying that it takes time to ah. Let easy does, let's take it right from there.
Yeah, it's a 4-bar phrase, so it goes,
Yep. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Easy does it, my friend. Conserve your fine endurance. Easy does it, my friend, for that's your life insurance. While you are young, take it wrong.
So, cool thing, these are very small things. The way you do life insurance feels a little bit hiccup in a sense. That's your life insurance.
Okay, cool.
Is there a way that we can make that have a better
Yeah, let's go from easy does it, my friend. 1, 2, 3.
Easy does it, my friend. Conserve your fine endurance. Easy does it, my friend, for that's your life insurance. While
Yeah, that does feel better.
Yeah, so just the turning and the ending of the word on it.
This is just interpretive, that if we heard surance, and then it's next word while, surance, while, as opposed to surance, while. And so it was better that time.
Yeah, so basically what I did that you guys totally played into is fine insurance while. So you actually went through rents, right? Instead of rent. Right? So there was no cutoff on that. It was the full word. You weren't afraid to finish the word.
Yeah.
And I wasn't afraid to conduct you to do that.
And I think it's okay that he would slow down ever so slightly there. Because what we were getting to was easy does it, my friend, for that's your life insurance, while.
Yeah.
But if we got that's your life insurance, while, it makes that moment, the end of that phrase, have that little bit of character to it and that high degree of musicality.
We are really excited to get to this bottom stat.
Let's get there.
Yeah.
Start one more time. Go one more time from the very beginning. We'll go all the way there.
Here we go.
Just want to hear the other things in the thing.
if you start at the top, you're certain to drop. You've got to watch your timing. Better begin by climbing up the ladder. If you're going to last, you can't make it fast, man. Nobody starts a winner. Give me a slow beginner. Easy does it, my friend.
really very good. What's the choreography there? Because that's going to.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yep.
Go from take it run.
Because before I try to get any different sound in there, and it doesn't need much, this needs to feel completely released. I want to see if choreography releases the voice.
Scott, join us. D double. Take it run. What is it? These take first one. I didn't mean all these. David, what is it right there?
Hold on, where do you want us to?
Take.
That sounds too low.
So it's take it run. If that's what it's ready.
Did you blow it? Did you blow a D, Steve Abyss?
I blew a C.
Can you blow a D? Sorry, I asked for delta. We'll connect on that. Here we go. Please.
Take it run, after run, after run, run, after run, after run, after
Good, something like that.
Good, make sure 100% is doing full play.
Yeah, it actually is pretty good in voices sound release. Be careful, just a few leads on when you're holding the post if you begin to sound a little bit tight when they put the motion in there.
Okay.
But I'm not as worried about that. The other thing is everybody take your hands and put them up a bit like this. And notice that if your shoulders are up, how hard it would be to sing that way. So now put your shoulders down while you leave your hands up. It's a weird feeling, right? So when you're reaching for the ladder, you've got to have your shoulders down so that your voice doesn't go like that. See the difference? So just that's something to put in there. Let's do it again and see when you go for that. Relax the shoulders as you lift the arm. Yep.
take it run, after run, after run, run, after run, after
I'm not upset with that at all, actually. That sounded more free out here. Yeah, and I think the choreography doesn't get in the way.
Okay.
That's good.
10 second
Please,
fix.
please.
In that, to that point, on the very end of the intro, could you start closer to the center and then grow, but not allow your shoulders to come up? Because honestly, at the end, it just sort of looks like this. And there's way less power in this than there is in this. I'd rather be here. There's way more power in that. So start at the center, and as you go up, make sure you're honoring this, right, and not letting the shoulders go. There's just gonna be more power in that and greater sound.
Scott, can I just confirm is that move also is a lot of legs, right? Instead of right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you start here, wow, now I've got somewhere to go. If I start here, right, where can I go? Here.
You guys are amazing.
Yay.
Wait, come on. What a day. We are not going to do a full run, although I thought we were going to do a full run of all three songs. We're not going to do that. There's no point to it. We have it on video, and we can do more and think more before Thursday without that full run. So take a seat. We're going to take this next 5 minutes and do a what did you learn kind of thing.
I wanted to say before we have full contract, I wanted to say one thing. It's such a pleasure, such an honor to be able to work with this artist. I don't take it lightly at all that you asked me here. I really appreciate that, and that's very honored. And I want to just make an analogy to, I used to drive Saturns. I drove 5 in a row. I used to love Saturn Car Company, and then GM went and canceled them. I don't know why, because I thought it was a great car. I'd still be driving one, but I had to pick another car, and I couldn't buy a Saturn if I wanted a new car, so now I drive an Attica. And I have to tell you that there's a big difference between those two cars that I didn't understand. I love getting in my car now. I didn't even know it had sport mode for 6 months. Because it was just so sporty, I didn't realize it could be better than it was. So coming here feels like driving that car compared to driving my Saturn. I love my Saturn. I love working with any group, but it's nice to come in here and work on little details and work on things that make a big difference. And also knowing that you're going to the racetrack. It's really fun to play around and do that. So thank you for being willing to go on all the little details and me just getting picky about this tiny thing, and then you making it different. And then we go back and it's still there. So I just love the feeling that when I leave, it's not over. Sometimes you just know the core, like I said, if the director only wants to hear what they have already said, then they don't want to hear anything different. But it feels like we've made progress that has an opportunity of actually continuing to grow and eventually bear fruit. But it already bared fruit. It already bore fruit today. So thank you.
Very, very grateful. So this is a time for glows, confirmations, validations. This is a positive time, these last 5-6 minutes. Just about things you learned today, things that you're looking forward to doing more of. Okay, we're not really looking for grows or nitpicky details. We're looking for a lot of positives right now. And basically anyone can go for it. So yeah, go.
Well, it's amazing to see what happens when we're given the freedom to express a little bit more. And I think it's very important to remember that, we have that freedom at any point during any day. We can choose to make that line, make that word a little more expressive. We don't need, thank you for coming and telling us that we can do it. But we can do that, guys, on our own. I hope that sounds positive. It's supposed to be positive.
I gotta piggyback off of that. There have been, in previous years in this course, where as soon as we start adding in the emotion and stuff, yeah, you feel something more, but some of the, basics, some of what we call the 8 pillars now, would start to go away. The singing would get a little raucous. It'd be like being on an international stage. You lose some of those things. I think, and this is where the glow is. I think today that, because of what we were able to put in emotionally, but I didn't feel like we were losing any of those 8 pillars that are foundation. We were still singing in the proper space. We were still maintaining that breath, maintaining the tonus and everything. And I felt like it was just such a great, it just shows how far this course has come, working these pillars, that we can start to add these things in without losing anything.
That's a big one. Thanks. Also a time for shout-outs as well. If you saw someone that did something great today, it's also an opportunity. Got it.
When Dr. Peterson was adjusting Doug's shoulders, it just occurred to me, how many directors in the society would let a clinician come in and just go, do this?
You can touch me whenever you want. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Saved by my chinny chin chin.
Yeah, sure.
I was in a really bad, crabby, tired mood before I came in here today. And I gotta tell you, there is no substitute for the Rascal brothers. None.
Ricky. There's a lot of ways a guy could spend a Saturday, but really appreciate this hobby, where a common guy can compete at an international level. I really appreciate this course for giving me that type of an opportunity to be a part of something that is amazing.
By the way, we're still doing the one-word thing traditionally at the end of Dr. Peterson's sessions. We are still doing that. But Roger?
I've been rather ill for the last 6 to 7 months. I had to leave the course, as you all know, with a little sabbatical and my quartet as well. And I wasn't coming back ever. I was going to quit this asylum altogether. And today is my turn. I'm really quitting now.
You're quitting.
All the years of work have paid off.
Release the anchor.
One of the funniest people I've ever met.
You'll notice the cranial cabbage did not give that a standing ovation.
Right.
I want to give a shout out to the bass section. That first duettional that we did, I mean, that was amazing to watch.
Back on that, I was unfortunately not here this morning, which I apologize to.
That's why it sounded so good.
But, maybe right now, yeah.
Hey,
Dylan, I just had to say, you've grown so much as section leader today, you just impressed us.
Oh, yeah.
One of the strengths of this course over the last, at least the last 10 years, was the fact that when a coach came back for another session, the issues that had been his focal points the time before were no longer problems. And I hope that we can say that the next time Chris is here, that the things he talked about today are no longer problems, that they've been fixed. We've taken his suggestions, incorporated them, and made them part of our routine.
I promise you we'll do our best to do that.
Just a shout out and encouragement to you, Doug, on changing the interp, because we have in the past been given an interp, and that's the interp, and consistent, perfect all the time, but giving you the freedom to play and be artistic in your thing helps us, reminds us to pay attention and be ready for that, be flexible. So I appreciate that.
Thank you for that. We're always looking for what's best for this group. It's not what's best for me, it's what's best for us. Yeah. Dan, Ken, Kyle.
Well, I talked about before, the enemy of the best is the good, and we're good, but we need to be the best. So today, everybody in this room, everybody that was here, and the people that get to do that tape, are going to be taking the next steps toward being the best. So don't lose what you've taken forward today. Keep that on the next step forward to being the best, and don't let the good get in the way of being the best.
Yeah, being the best is the good.
Say that, Chris, say that again. I saw some over here. Again.
I got to wear my crazy socks today.
That's a good glove. Kyle.
I haven't been here this long, but this is the first time I've heard all of us, especially myself, especially the basses, sound like great musicians and not just great singers.
Kyle, we have literally no idea how long you've been in this course.
This is week 2.
It could either be week 2 or year 5.
He lives here. He lives here. He has a little room there.
Before he was here for like a year, we had no idea that he wasn't a member. It was awesome. A couple more, and then we got to move on.
Actually, just a quick shout out. You talked about the video. Thank you to Joel.
Yeah. It's a huge tool. Any other shout outs or quick comments? And we got to move on. Eric and Jim, and then we'll be done.
I love how we read the clock.
Go ahead.
So my quick shout out was to DBA. We have a coach in to talk, technique and music and all those things. And we had a master session every week with DBA and what he gives to us.
Gotta go, but we're gonna do one word still.
Shout out to the baritone section, same thing in the directionals. You inspired me when you told your story, Chris, you go back last time and kept going telling the story after that.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for so much of the positivity, and there are grows, and I'll email you. We'll talk about those grows, and I'm gonna make sure to go down this entire video, probably tomorrow if Joe can get it out, and we'll get a good email out. traditionally at the end of Dr. Peterson's session, we go around just really quick. You're going to say one word that you felt from today. It can, we shoot for positive, but it can just be what you feel. He's going to repeat it back to you to make sure everyone hears it and that he also hears it the same way. And we'll end with myself and Chris and you guys as well. Everyone gets
If I
one
don't
word.
say your word right, you correct me.
Exhausted.
Exhausted.
Breath.
Mindset.
Release.
Release.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Larynx.
Larynx.
Inspiring.
Pride.
Pride.
Flexibility.
Flexibility.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Growth.
Growth.
Unity.
Unity.
Connection.
Connection.
Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Best.
Best.
Preparation.
Preparation, I'll come back to you in a minute.
Presence.
Presence.
Progress.
Progress. It's okay if you don't.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Confidence. Confidence.
Confidence.
Release.
Release.
Destination.
Destination.
Nap.
Nap.
Forward.
Forward.
Openness.
Openness. Awesome.
Power.
Power.
Respect.
Respect.
Educational.
Educational. Breath. Breath.
Contest mode, 2 words.
Contest mode, that's okay.
Energize.
Energize.
Breath.
Breath.
Journey.
Journey.
Cello.
Cello.
Excellence.
Excellent.
Also inspiring.
Also inspiring. Yes.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Growth.
Growth.
Expression.
Expression.
In all. In all.
In all. In all.
Versatility.
Versatility.
Story.
Story.
Beauty.
Beauty.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Honor.
Honor.
Commitment.
Commitment.
Ibuprofen.
Tell me to watch this. You want to add a word from what you've been watching?
Pride.
Pride.
Music.
Music.
Flow.
Flow.
Champion.
Champion. Astounded. I'm astounded. I'm never.
Well, by Jim Barlow's clock, it's 3:30. So, guys, good job today. 6:30 is Peter Clark. Check your emails for all the destination stuff. Mr. Blue Sky is definitely on the tap here.
You're on at 6:30. Yeah.
It was all about and you know what? You're very good at that. I'll get you there, I promise. I've been better on Thursday. Yeah, better on Thursday. I'll keep working.
That's all right. All right. If you have any suggestions on how we can get but I told the other guys this